Your score predictions for this match week, I think 17 that we've got. No, I've got Paul Robinson, Neil Mellor with us to go through this weekend. And we'll touch on it to go a little bit more on Friday night's game, because you're probably watching this before Friday night. It's Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. So we'll do a couple more lines on this one. Paul, Tottenham, they looked good last week. I know Newcastle weren't at the races. But Tottenham, is that a corner turn? Players coming back? Is it just in time for Christmas?
Players coming back. Richarlison turning up. I mean, we've waited for
so long. He scored a goal with his foot.
Waited so long for him to score, and he gets two. I'm worried that we could lose Son for a month in January, and then where do the goals come from? Because you can't rely on Richarlison. Given recent history and past form, he's not been good enough, and two, he hasn't scored the goals. But that's further ahead. But at the moment, corner does look like it's turned. And I think, like I said last time out, I think if you look at the whole season as a whole, not just the first 10 games and then the last 6, and you break it up, you drip feed the results into the first 10 results, and Spurs are sat where they are in 5th position in the league, sat on 30 points. You'd say, what a great season they're having. It was just because the drop-off was so dramatic. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, what do we do? Is this Spurs been Spurs again? But the style hasn't changed. The way of football hasn't changed. Great result at Manchester City, the 3-3 draw. And then the performance against Newcastle would suggest that the performances are coming back.
For all Tottenham's injuries and suspensions, Neil, Forest being without Tyrone Aroni is really causing them severe harm.
Yeah, it's a blow, isn't it? I think the good thing for them is that the 5 points clear at the moment, because otherwise they are starting to get dragged into that bottom 3 battle, because they started the season so well. They're good for a goal at home. I think that's what you'd say. They've scored in 6 of the 7 games at home. Just one home clean sheet, so they concede too many. That is a problem for them. A lot of pressure, speculation about the manager. I don't think that's helpful. And the way that Spurs got back going again last weekend in that performance, the result against Newcastle, I quite like the look of them Spurs odds. I have to say, I fancy Spurs to go there and get the victory.
Just on this one, Tottenham's away form isn't too bad. They score away from home. They've won games we might call similar to this, away at Luton, away at Palace, random one losing late on against Wolves, away draws at Arsenal and Manchester City. So it's, as you said, the form is there results wise. So what's the score going to be in this one?
There's goals there for Tottenham. Seen Forest at home. Saw Forest at home. When did I see him? Week before last week against Everton. They were really susceptible at the back, and defending has been their problem. So many games. I think I looked at a stat before I did the game. Can't remember the stat off the top of my head, but it was a certain amount of games where Forest have scored 2 but still lost the game, and it's the most in the Premier League in recent time. So for me, there's goals in the game. Forest can get a goal at home, but Tottenham too good. 4-1 for me, Tottenham.
1-4. Neil Mellor, what are you thinking?
I think it'd be a little bit closer. I think Forest will score, but Spurs will be too good. I've gone for 2-1 away win.
2-1. Okay, let's go through the rest of them. Looking at Saturday's games, then we'll go 3:00 with Neil and Bournemouth-Luton.
Bournemouth-Luton. I've gone for Bournemouth to win, but to be close. So I've gone for a 2-1 home win.
2-1 Bournemouth.
I think Luton will be hard to beat. Yes, Bournemouth have turned a huge corner, but let's not forget their home form hasn't been great. They go for a draw, 1 each.
1 each. Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, Sheffield United.
Chelsea's woes at home to continue. Here is your upset of the weekend. 1-0 Sheffield United.
1-0. They are 13 to win that game.
1-0 Sheffield United away from home.
I'll get the price.
Horrible game all the way. Last minute.
Neil.
I've gone the opposite. I think Chelsea will win the game. I think Sheffield United have responded to the new manager, but at home, I think this is a big ask away to get anything. So Chelsea, as bad as they have been at home, I think Chelsea get the 3 points. 2-0 home win.
It's 25 if you're going on the 1-0.
Quite fancy that.
Next
up, Man City Palace, Neil.
Yeah, Palace are struggling. City, a bit of a scare, didn't they, at Luton, but got through it okay. Comfortable win in the Champions League. I'm going to go for a 3-0 home win.
3-0. Paul?
That's what I had, but just to be different, I'll go 3-1 City.
3-1, a Palace goal.
A Palace goal somewhere in there.
Reminds me of the game before. The game before the World Cup. Was that last year? Was that Brentford? Brentford went and won and City.
Oh, they won. Yeah, I was there at that game.
Newcastle Fulham, Paul.
Newcastle are quickly running out of steam. They were poor against Tottenham. I think they gave everything that they had left against AC Milan. Fulham, free scoring, flying up the league. St James's Park quietened with a 2-1 Fulham win.
2-1. He's going for it.
I'm having it this week.
He's
I'm having it this week.
Yes. I'm putting this Aka together. Go on, Neil.
I'd fancy Fulham if it was at home. They haven't won away in 7, so not great travellers.
Due
Newcastle have won 7 of their 8 games. I think Newcastle will be too strong for Fulham. 2-1.
2-1. Okay, Burnley. If you fancy Sheffield United and Fulham, by the way, that's 52. No, 53. So 52-1. Burnley, Everton, Neil.
I think Everton nick it. I don't see Burnley winning. I think Everton will nick it. Continue this good away form. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win.
2-1 Everton.
Yeah, Burnley gets Sean Dyche. 2-0 Everton.
2-0 Everton. Staying with you, Paul, for Arsenal Brighton on Sunday.
Yeah, closer than some think, but I think Arsenal are strong. They're resilient. Brighton score and concede. A definite BTTS. Both teams to score. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal, Neil?
Yeah, both teams to score. I think Brighton will give them a good game, but Arsenal just have too much. So I'm going to go for 3-1.
3-1 Arsenal. Staying with you, Neil, for Brentford Aston Villa.
Good time to play Brentford. Too many injuries. Not at it. Villa flying, beating City, beating Arsenal, and they win this one 1-0 away.
1-0, Paul.
Villa excellent at home, scoring goals. Brentford find it hard to back against them at home. Fence 1-1.
1-1 to the London Stadium. West Ham Wolves. Wolves don't like going there.
No, West Ham back on it after a terrible result last week. 3-0 West Ham.
3-0 West Ham.
And a clean sheet for West Ham that they haven't had. The due one.
He's really going for it, Neil.
Yeah, they don't do clean sheets, these two teams, but I think West Ham will respond. I think it'll be closer. I think 1-0 Bowman.
Okay, I'm going to stay with you, Neil, for Liverpool Manchester United. You have to spell out the score again.
Heart says 7-0.
Head says 12.
Head says 4-0.
Wow, head. Okay.
I've got 2 scores written down. I've got Liverpool 4-1 and Man United 3-2.
Oh, don't do that to me. It's Christmas.
That's the one that could upset everything. That's heart and head. I mean, Liverpool 4-1 for me in the predictions, but I'd just like to put on record that I've got Man United 3-2 as well, and it is written
It's in your back pocket.
Yeah, it's in the back pocket.
Fair enough.
If you're going to have a sensible bet on Liverpool. If you've got 50p left, there's your other one.
I think I like Sheffield United and Fulham to win away on the Saturday more than any of those. Whack Luton in there, and you can have 330. Why not for 3 away wins? Hey, put Palace in for your 4 away wins.
No, you're getting carried away.
Afternoon. You got 5,000 to 1.
No chance.
Lovely. Well, I'll have to do it now. I've said it. So there's your scorecasts, your score lines for the weekend. Who knows who will get the Christmas presents this weekend? Thank you, gentlemen.
We looked at sportsbet.io's webpage on Twitter and we entered the competition.
I didn't have any expectations. I was surprised to win the tickets.
The hospitality was unbelievable.
My friend's a big Arsenal fan, so I'll remember when Arsenal scored the first goal and he was delighted to see that happen.
I'm not feeling it already.
You don't like this one?
Hello, Koki.
You don't like this one?
I'm liking it better
We've won
now.
10 free spins,
I'm
everybody.
liking it better now.
Anything that's got free and it's good.
Yeah.
There's a free spin. There's another free spin. And another free spin. It'd be nice if they won. That one.
That's all right. 12 times it by 3. We'll have that.
And this is all free. Come on. Go again. Go again.
Oh, got times 20 there. Got a times 20 there.
Go on. Go again. Oh, this is huge. Look at that. Look at that. What we've just won. Have you seen what we've just won, everybody? Have you seen what we've just won? It's not just a mega win. This is humongous. You see what we just won? I'm getting all squeaky because I'm excited. Look at this. Oh. I told you we should have put more on.
What the hell have we just done?
We're in profit now. Get in. I like this game.
What the hell did we just do?
We've just won.
A lot.
We've just won a lot of money. Look at that. That's the free spins that we just had. We've won 1,423 off the freebies. We need more free spins. It's the future, Gav.
Covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League, live as they happen. For the best live bets, this is Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io. Please gamble responsibly.
Good evening, welcome along to the show. It's me, Simon, with Dave T in the studio, and we're going to bring you our best betting coverage of the Premier League game this evening at the City Ground. It is Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur. A clash between two teams who are linked by one player at the moment. That is Brennan Johnson, and he's in the starting 11 for Spurs this evening. Dave, you've obviously seen a lot of both these teams this season. And how have you assessed their respective starts to the campaign?
Yeah, obviously Tottenham got off to that flying start. I was always a bit suspicious. Hello, Professor, says Viv, with Professor Brian Cox. I always like to say that. Yeah, Spurs, they were suspiciously good. They had a suspicious number of points in the bag, and I wasn't buying any of this title talk just yet, thank you. Then they kind of lurched the other way, was maybe over-exaggerated as well. As the truth lies somewhere in between, doesn't it? As it normally does in all these things. But they are a good team. Obviously, their injury situation, which has hurt them, hasn't magically gone away. If you'd asked me this a few weeks ago when they had all their players fit, it might have been a different answer. So there's still some doubts over Tottenham. Forest, they kind of hit a bit of a low, didn't they, with that 5-0 loss at Fulham. But as it turns out, Fulham are quite good.
They've just hit a ridiculously hot streak at the moment, haven't they, Fulham? Yeah.
I went to the Anfield game when they were 3-2 up with a couple of minutes left. Thought they were great then. Then they've had back-to-back 5-0. So a bit of context is needed when just saying Forest were dreadful. I mean, Forest were pretty dreadful that day, to be fair, but they ran into a bit of a beast in Fulham. And I think, I don't know, is it like are the football gods a thing? Did they kind of allow Steve Cooper to get a draw at Wolves when a defeat might have cost him his job? And I think the same tonight. I kind of think he'll get another foothold in the job. So I think it's going to be a draw.
A draw for Dave
It's quite
T.
a big price, isn't it? 4.1, I think.
Yeah.
So bigger than the normal draw price.
So that is the game coming up. Our main focus at 8 p.m. 4.8 for Nottingham Forest, if you think they are going to win. They are solid at home, but they've lost the last 2 at the City Ground. But last season, very good at home. Spurs, bit iffy form recently. They did pick up with their win last time out there, 1.67. Is that too short? And 4.2 I've got for the tie. So that is even bigger than 4.1. Yeah, it's a big price, isn't it, for the draw? Yeah.
Yeah, when you're sort of not over convinced by Tottenham at the moment. Yeah, they beat Newcastle, but again, context. Newcastle seems to be losing to everybody at the minute. So I think Spurs caught them at a good time. I think Forest have named. We'll go through the teams in a second, but Forest have named an unchanged team, which is good, isn't it? I think there's so many players there that kind of revolve around. I think Steve Cooper needs to settle on an 11. Maybe he has now. Maybe the guys that he sent out against Wolves did him a job, and he's trusts them to do the same tonight.
Yeah. So the team news is in, as you say. Do you want to just go through the 2 11s and pick out any potential goal scorers tonight?
Yeah, I can do. Nottingham Forest, they go with Turner, Bolly, Murillo, Niakate, Williams, Yates, Mangala, Koyate, Toffolo, Elanga and Gibbs-White. Tottenham go with Vicario, Pedro Porro, Romero, Davis, Udogie, Sarr, Bissouma, Johnson, Kulichevsky, Son and Richarlison, who scored twice against Newcastle.
Yeah, so Turner's back in goal, isn't he? That was a change that they made recently with Vlachodimos, having suffered a few dents to his confidence, I guess, with the goals they were conceding. Turner, is he the better goalkeeper of the two, or is it just a case of who's in form sort of thing?
Possibly. I mean, I thought he'd done all right. He had a bit of... I also saw him at Anfield. Remember that there was a big high ball cleared and he just sort of made a complete mess of it. It bounced. You could see it coming a mile. I thought, oh no, don't come out of the area and try and head it. He made a complete mess of that. So maybe he served his punishment and he's got another go at it. He's in my fantasy team, so I'm quite glad that he's not been binned off completely.
I think he's a bit dodgy outside, sort of kicking the ball and, you know, sort of doing things that... He's like a sort of throwback goalkeeper, isn't he? Who isn't perhaps, the modern ideal sort of standard, really, when it comes to kicking the ball.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a good shot stopper and all that. But yeah, I think, I guess Steve Cooper needs to sort of nail his colours to certain players, doesn't he? So maybe this is time to give him a run.
And so it's... Again, a slightly mix and match Tottenham back four with Davis partnering Romero, but at least Emerson Royal hasn't been dragged out to play centre-back again. He was pretty dreadful. I mean, with changes previously to these teams and with injuries and what have you, there's got to be some goals in this game, haven't there?
Oh, I think so. I think both teams to score would be a fairly obvious way to start. I mean, it's going to be a short price, that is, by BTTS. Well, it's not as short as I thought, 1.79.
Yeah, these days that is fine.
Yes.
I mean, back in the day, you used to think, something nearer 2, please, for both teams to score. Not anymore.
Yeah.
That's a good price.
Yeah, there's just more goals going in, isn't there, at the moment? So yeah, play that. I think a draw, so 1-1 is 7.5. I wouldn't rule out 2-2. That's 15. And it's going to be a crazy night, 45 for 3-3.
Well, maybe. You've also got the... we haven't got the any other option, have we, on the correct score? So it goes up to 4-4 at 100.00, but there is no any other at the moment. But hey, it could be one of those nights. You never know. It's some Friday night fun on the banks of the River Trent, with Nottingham Forest at home to Tottenham. The players not yet out on the pitch. We've got a couple of more minutes for analysis here. We're going to also keep across some of the other games going on in Europe already, kicking off a game in Germany where Werder Bremen lead Borussia Mönchengladbach 1-0. Werder Bremen with shocking away form. Borussia Mönchengladbach have won the last 5 at home, I think 3 in the Bundesliga and a couple of cup games as well. So this is a surprise based on the relative home and away form as things stand. Could there be a way in here to back maybe draw no bet or double chance Borussia Mönchengladbach. 4.4 on the outrights. So even though they're a goal down, they are 4.4. Double chance Borussia Mönchengladbach or draw is 1.91. But like I say, great home form, playing a team with very bad away form. I think only 1 point they've got away from home all season, Werder Bremen. So for them to be a goal up is definitely an opening. In Italy as well, Genoa take on Juventus. Juve, a lot of 1-0s, a lot of clean sheets in their recent record. They ground out 1-0 last Friday night, which was against Napoli, wasn't it? So slightly easier opposition, you'd say, here in Genoa tonight. So we're in different form. That's goalless at the moment. Juventus are, I think, about 2, aren't they? 2.1 to win that game, if you fancy that. And we see Brennan Johnson walking out into the City. So what, do you think he'll get a good reception, or will he be a little bit sort of after he left in that manner? I don't know.
Yeah, what did they get, 50 million for him?
Yeah, they got plenty, yeah.
Should be all right, I think. Should be, I don't know.
Yeah, he's one of their own. He came through the academy, son of an ex-Nottingham Forest player, so you think, he's got a bit going for him there.
Yeah, I think there was a feeling that they knew he wouldn't be there forever because he was a sort of rising young talent. So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe not as good as Sean Dyche will get tomorrow.
Yes.
When he goes back to Burnley.
I think so.
Did you know there was a pub named after him? Yeah.
The Royal Dyche.
The Royal Dyche, yeah.
Yeah.
You ever been?
Oh, no. I don't think I've even been to Burnley, let alone to that pub.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been to Blackburn. I think that was close enough.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been to Burnley a couple of times. Once to watch football in a League Cup game.
Yeah.
Liverpool won 2-0 in the 1990s.
All right, you're going to say in the 90th minute.
Was it in the 1990s? Yeah, it was an awful long time ago. Yeah.
Hello to Jesus Law, Genetics, Rodri, and Lolo Jones. Koki says hello. Cheese also mirrored that comment. Viv has put his 2 pictures up there. Hello, Professor. And Professor Brian Cox, yes. So we're back with you again for another night of fun and frolics in the Premier League. We have a free bet condition and 10 times 10 USDT prizes to be won if this happens. And it's going to be based on Brennan Johnson.
Yes, the man himself.
He's a goal scorer. He's back on his old stomping ground. And we need Brennan Johnson to score or assist at any time in this game. And that will trigger the free bet condition. So tell us about Brennan Johnson and his goal-scoring record, Dave.
It's not that good this season, is it, to be fair to him?
He's still settling into his new surrounds, isn't he?
Yeah.
But here he is back at his old stomping ground, where he scored plenty.
Yeah, and he has got off the mark. He seems to be a bit sort of like Darwin Núñez. He's had a lot of chances to score, but he sort of gets a bit wild at times. But I think he'll settle down. He got that goal. It came after about 3 minutes, wasn't it, that goal he scored? A very early goal. I can't think who it was against. It's in an away game, which is bodes well because Spurs are away again. It was against Wolves, that's right.
In the game they lost.
Yeah, he scored after 3 minutes and Spurs were still leading after 90 and then they got done twice. So yeah, you can't say... I mean, it depends. What you can use filters to make it sound good. So I will present that stat favourably. Brennan Johnson has scored once in his last 2 Tottenham away games.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
50% strike rate.
Yeah.
He's also got 2 Premier League assists this season. So the assist bit isn't just a sort of throwaway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can assist. He is part of a Spurs attack that they do set one another up. So yeah, I think it's got every chance.
Yeah, so it's a goal or an assist for Brennan Johnson tonight, and that assist will be one that's confirmed by the Fantasy Premier League just to make it sort of independently adjudicated because, you never know, do you? Something might go off somebody's knee or something, or I don't know. Anyway, a goal or an assist by Brennan Johnson, and that triggers the free bet question, and then we'll do a draw or random number generator, whatever way it is, to get the 10 winners tonight. We've had a foul already inside the first 20 seconds on Heung-min Son.
Yeah, he's playing out on the left. It seemed to suit him better, didn't it, against Newcastle? He's been playing. So he's in my fantasy team, so I do watch him closely. And down the middle, he's been getting a bit frustrated. I mean, I know he's played well there before and got goals, but he was just making a load of runs and people were passing to him. So he was just sort of running down the centre, down the left.
There he goes again. Wins another free kick. Is there? I mean, look at this.
Doing as two players sort of.
I was going to say there is some existing needle between these two teams, which goes back to last season, August of last season. Richarlison, who can start an argument in an empty room, can't he? He got the ire of the Nottingham Forest fans. I think, did he celebrate a goal in front of them or something like that? He did something that was a little bit sort of not recommended, and I think Brennan Johnson in the end booted him up in the air. Now teammates, of course, but back then they were definitely adversaries. But look at this start. They're kicking lumps out of Son inside the first minute.
He sort of goes to ground. There's two of them, so it looks like one of these awful sort of scenes you see on TikTok of someone being beaten up outside a pub on a Saturday night, isn't it? They were sort of wading.
I don't watch those things. No,
sort of wading into him. He was on the ground taking pummeling. He's all right though. Maybe the bad feeling goes back to 1991 and the FA Cup final.
Oh yes, that's right. That's the iconic game that sticks in our memory. So we do have some card markets. Total bookings for this one's been set at 4.5. Could be quite a backable over that for 4.5 cards in this game with what went on last season. I wonder how many cards there were in that game last season as well, but I will look into it. But I think over 4.5, it is around about the 1.7 mark, though, not 1.9. It's 1.7 for over 4.5. But it's early days, and we've seen a couple of kicks on Son already. So if some of his teammates like Romero want to get their revenge in first, could be a chance here for Son, actually, for the opening goal. And it's saved by Turner.
Yeah, Son very involved in these early stages. He's got inside that box, cutting in from the left. There he goes again, trying a 1-2. That one's cut out. Now a couple of players running. Kulishevsky runs into. It's all a bit argy-bargy, isn't it, early on? Let's just see this chance for Son. It's Kulishevsky plays him in very close to offside. Gone to VAR, but he gets his shot in. But Turner just goes down, sticks a foot out, makes a decent save. I hope none of you are watching this and going, oh no, I didn't change my fantasy team. Because it can catch a lot of people out.
I changed mine on like Monday or something like that.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, definitely. So last season, in the corresponding fixture, which Spurs won 2-0, a couple of goals from Harry Kane it was, but Richarlison set up the second. So I'm guessing that's where the flashpoint came after he'd contributed to the Kane second, which sealed the game. A couple of minutes later, Brennan Johnson gets a yellow card, which was Nottingham Forest's 6th of the game. There was one for Harry Kane as well. It was for celebrating his second goal. So 7 cards when these two sides met last season. Over 4.5 looks very backable to me.
Yeah, it does.
1.72.
I mean, there's been enough incident. I know you could say, well, the referee hasn't booked anyone and he could have done, but I think refs don't like to show cards till after like 2 or 3 minutes if they can help it. So I think the more encouraging thing was the obviously was a bit of needle going on in those early challenges. And I think Steve Cooper's obviously said, don't just stand there and watch Spurs play, get stuck in.
Yeah, of course.
So, the ingredients are there, I think.
Yeah, so still goalless in this one, as it is in France now. Monaco taking on Lyon in League 1. Monaco, I think, are right up there, aren't they? Challenging for Champions League. Yeah, 3rd place at the moment. A win for them tonight would take them above Nice in 2nd. They still trail PSG. But, that's a good start to the season for Monaco. Lyon, by the way, who used to be one of the major powers of French football back when Gérard Houllier was managing them. They were perennial title winners. I think maybe won like 7 or 8 on the trot. They're rock bottom of League 1, having a shocker. Sacked the manager a couple of games ago. But there has been a bit of a bounce since he went. So that is not necessarily... It's 3rd plays bottom. It's not necessarily the obvious home win that it might look there, because Lyon are still enjoying that sort of new manager bounce.
Spurs have got a free kick out on the left,
right,
which Pedro Porro is going to whip it in with his right foot.
Koki says, Johnson playing against old team, so will score.
Yeah,
love it.
The old...
fingers crossed for the free bet condition.
The old player going back to haunt his former team angle. Just to quickly answer something... Lolo Jones wrote, he said, John Higgins, it's showtime, Professor. Yeah, John Higgins in the quarterfinals of the Scottish Open. And he's playing Tom Ford. Lolo Jones says he plays very comfortably because there is no seed left to compete against. So it's been a bit of a write-off. All the good players have been knocked out.
Right.
Don't know. John Higgins these days, you can't trust him anymore. Even if he gets 2 or 3 in front, he seems to sort of freeze a little bit. Just to mention the other quarterfinals between Sanderson Lamb and Noppon Sankam. Sanderson Lamb plays on the snooker table about 3 away from me at the Northern Snooker Centre.
Does he?
Yeah. So we're seeing practicing.
Right.
So he used to be someone who was just sort of, is he a pro? He looks quite. Now he's sort of kicked on. So I think this might be his first quarterfinal. So cheering him on. He's 1-0 up against Noppon Sankam, which is good.
And still goals between Genoa and Juventus, and also in Spain, game underway in Pamplona, Osasuna versus Rayo Vallecano. That is also 0-0. We'll keep you abreast of all the goals as they go in over there, as well as in the Premier League, where, well, since that rather rough opening with a couple of fouls on Son, they were kicking lumps out of him. We're not seeing any real sort of hint of bad blood, but Forest haven't had the ball, I don't think.
It's kind of as you would imagine. Spurs, loads of possession. Forest are just sort of, their first thought is to keep the shape solid, not give anything away silly. It's sort of what they did well last season, isn't it? They sort of were hard to beat at home, and there were games where I think they drew 1-1 with Man City, I think. Where,
they did, yeah.
Yeah, they were just... I think they were a goal behind, weren't they? But they stayed in the game and got something. So I just think they don't want to do anything silly at the minute.
Beat Liverpool, didn't they, in a controversial one at City Ground last season?
Yeah, they beat Liverpool 1-0. Awani scored. There's Son over the top again, but the ball just a bit too much for him.
And they beat Arsenal when Arsenal were pretty much still mathematically in with a chance. I think that was the game that kept Forest up and pretty much ended Arsenal's hopes of the title race.
And then the previous season, they had the FA Cup run, didn't they, when they kept beating big teams?
Leicester, I think.
Yeah, and beat Arsenal as well, didn't they, again?
Yeah.
So, they've got a good record against the sort of the Premier League glamour teams. That's why I wasn't keen to just back Tottenham at a short price. I think Forest, once they're sort of really on it, they're quite a tough team.
But as yet, no goals. Seeing Forest not playing out from the back there. So that's an interesting tactic, isn't it? You see pretty much 90% of the Premier League, the goalkeeper takes short goal kicks to a defender's feet from a goal kick. That occasion, Turner just wellied it. He's looking to hit. Is it Awani and look for the flick on?
Well, he's not playing.
It's not in there, was it? Who was it?
Was it Elanga, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
Forest getting a little bit of possession now. At the moment, it'll probably change the next minute, but Spurs had got 89% possession. Just that one goal attempt from Son that was blocked. But yeah, Gibbs White, I think he's a good player, number 10.
He is,
I think he was a good man to capture from... and Elanga, do you rate him? You would have seen him?
I have to say, I was not displeased to see the back of him. I thought just not good enough. But he has been good for Nottingham Forest, so great for him. He's making a really good Premier League career out of. He was never going to get many more chances at Man United. I think he just flattered to deceive too often. But
did he come through the ranks there, or did they sign him?
Well, they signed him like when he was like 15 or 16, but he'd come through the youth team. Yeah,
right.
Dad was a Cameroonian footballer, I think. Cameroon international, but don't think he played in the World Cup. I think he just played a couple of games for Cameroon.
Oh, okay. Good knowledge.
And there's a lot of sons of famous footballers around. Obviously, Brennan Johnson being one in action tonight.
Yeah. Even I was telling James about this. James, who once wrote a book about sons of famous cricketers. Was it just cricketers or all sports?
No, just cricketers,
cricketers. There's a...
Following On, available in all good bookshops, apparently. Yeah. Following On by James Butler.
And some bad bookshops. There was... have you ever seen the documentary about Son called Sensational?
No.
I
don't watch documentaries.
It's on Amazon or Netflix. It's quite a weird setup he's got going. I mean, what's your opinion of Son off the pitch? Do you know anything about his background?
Not really, I suppose, no.
When he's finished, what do you think happens? When he's finished the game, what do you think?
What does he do?
Yeah, he go home to his wife and 2 kids and just stays in. What do you think what's your opinion?
Don't know. I don't think he's married, is he? He probably goes home to, I don't know, his family. He's probably got family moved over here with him. No? I'm struggling.
You're sort of on the right lines, but I didn't know he wasn't married or anything, but
could be a chance for him here.
Let's go on, son.
Oh, he set up Richarlison. Should have shot.
Let's come back to him. This time will he shoot? No. He plays it out wide. That's going to go for a throw-in. Now, basically, his dad came over to live with him, and his dad is sort of like, looks like he's sort of like a sort of sergeant in the South Korean army, and just sort of like tells him what to do.
Okay.
Like, train. He's like one of these sort of dominant sort of South Korean sports fathers. You normally get them with golf or tennis.
Okay, yeah.
I just didn't think it would apply to Son. I don't know, but he's very much... And he's very sort of Son seems quite sort of like smiley and happy-go-lucky. His dad's absolutely serious as anything.
Right. So not at all like father, like son.
No. Yeah, very good. But I don't know if he still does, but it would make him sort of like do like 1,000 keep you up, isn't it? If he dropped one, no, go again.
Yeah.
So he's like very sort of disciplined.
Yeah.
But,
Competitive Dad. There was was it the Fast Show?
Yes.
Did Competitive Dad. Brilliant that was. As the whole show was. Yes, just a few questions coming in here, so let's address them on the Clubhouse TV chat on Telegram. You can join the conversation by getting in touch with us there. Black Dog says hello. He goes, Juventus to win and Chiesa to score tonight. Yeah, not a bad shout that. Chiesa has been their creative star, most exciting player, I guess, all season long. Alexei says hello. Black Dog says, what's the condition, please? Well, that's easy. It is Brennan Johnson to score or assist tonight. So, quiet start so far. Nobody's really got close to scoring a goal. Son has looked quite dangerous coming off the left. Johnson is playing on the right for Tottenham against his former club. And we're going with him to score or assist. And once that happens, it will be a matter of a question to be answered, essentially getting your entry in for the possibility of 10 times 10 USDT prizes tonight. Penalty Juve, says Koki.
A bit of action in the Europe. There was a goal for Leon. It looks like it's been chalked off. And that penalty for Juve.
Does Chiesa take them? I'm looking down the list of Juventus players here. And Vlahovic probably will pull rank. Yeah. Don't think... Yeah, it's going to be one of those two, isn't it? I would have thought.
Hang on. Federico Chiesa is heading towards a penalty spot with the ball to take it.
That sounds very positive, Black Dog.
Unless it's one of those bluffs and he's just waiting and then he'll hand it.
Hello to Imarios, who's given us the wavy hand. Good to have all you regulars and some new guys joining us as well, new people.
That was inspired because Chiesa stepped up, scored the penalty.
Yeah.
And as you called it, Black Dog. Tremendous stuff.
Yeah, black and white dog.
Yeah.
For Juventus tonight. Borussia Mönchengladbach still trailing at home to Werder Bremen. Oh, I say that, but maybe we've seen an equaliser there.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a bad cross.
There's your man,
Brennan Johnson.
Just crossed high, wide, and not very handsome into the crowd.
Yeah. He'll be getting a few jeers for that, I'm sure, but they do love him. There's his dad watching on from the crowd. He's got a Tottenham scarf on now. Oh, dear. Played for Forest. He's in the Tottenham end, isn't he? There's his sister as well. Brennan Johnson's sister stood next to his dad. Turncoat. You turncoat.
Yeah, I know.
Played for Man United as well.
Did he?
Yeah, not very often.
So I don't recall that.
Yeah.
Brennan Johnson is just 2.3 to score any time, which shows, because of that price and we've got the assist, our free bet is quite generous. Because it is, 2.3 is a pretty short goal scorer price. I think it's the second shortest. Son, maybe third shortest. Son is 1.67 to score any time, and Richarlison is 2 to score any time. But then Johnson's third best at 2.3.
Yeah, and you get the assist as well, so it's not just him scoring.
Yeah,
I mean, they have conceded quite a few goals recently, haven't they? Forest, 3 at West Ham, 3 at home to Brighton in a game where Brighton actually finished with 10 men. Then they conceded 1, the only goal of the game, I guess, against Everton. 5 at Fulham, 1 against Wolves. So clean sheets, Nottingham Forest, they don't align particularly well this season, do they?
No.
2 clean sheets, I think they've had.
Yeah, that's something he needs to sort out.
Maybe 3. Yeah, 3 clean sheets all season.
Because they're not prolific scorers, so they sort of need that element, don't they, to get these results. That's why they've struggled to put wins on the board, because they're letting in goals all the time.
Yeah. And Tottenham Hotspur, they scored 4 at home to Newcastle. 1 in that defeat to West Ham, 3 against Man City, which was terrific effort. Not many teams will score 3 against Man City. Well, actually, quite a few teams will score 3 against Man City at the moment, because the defence is all over the place. But
probably not at Man City, though. That was the thing about that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty rare where City are conceding 3. Erling Haaland news today was that he's probably going to almost certainly miss tomorrow's game against Palace, and he might miss the first game of the Club World Cup because of his foot.
Okay.
Pep was being a bit
kind of
mysterious with his words, saying we'll have to wait and see. But if he suddenly runs out to against Palace, you wouldn't fall over with shock, would you?
Yeah.
Because don't know. Well, Fergie used to do it. Lots of top managers sort of weave stories around players being injured, and then whoa, they're suddenly fit.
Yeah.
It's a sort of lull the opposition.
I mean, Ferguson used to kind of save it for the big games, as I recall. That's what I remember from his sort of style. Why this sort of cloak and dagger about Erling Haaland before games against Luton and Crystal Palace? It's what's to be gained from that? Is Roy Hodgson going to be Haaland's not playing, so therefore I will play 5 up front?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be they're still going to put everybody behind the ball. It's going to be absolutely no different whether you let them know Haaland's playing or not. He's just messing with fantasy football managers, surely. He's just
yes.
He's just got something against fantasy football managers who picked Haaland, and he wants to take it out on them.
You're playing this, right, fantasy? Yeah. What changes did you make then?
Just I just want one change, Alvarez for Haaland. That's it.
So you did that, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do that because I got rid of Haaland, but
could be a chance for Forest
away here.
Yeah, away to the races, and a shot that's saved by Vicario.
Went for power, but it hit it straight at. I think it was offside, wasn't it? Yorman Ilanga.
Yeah, not our man anymore.
No. Was this offside then?
Let's
have a look. That's close.
That's close, yeah.
He might have been on.
I mean, really, a better finish is required here because he's hit it straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Go low.
Keeper, I mean, it looks quite a sort of acrobatic save, but he's stood in the way of it really and has thrown himself in the act of saving it. I didn't bring in Alvarez because City have got a blank week next week because of the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
But then Alvarez could score a hat-trick against Palace for all we know. I brought in Dominic Solanke.
Yeah, I thought about him actually.
Because Bournemouth are at home to Luton.
And he's in great form.
He's in great form. And Bournemouth, there was a stat, isn't there, that only... I think they're the second most informed team in Europe in terms of the points taken in the last 5 games. But for... Was it Forest or was it Tottenham? No, Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got beat.
No, they drew, didn't they?
That's right.
They were beating Villa.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins got a late goal. But for that, they'd have won 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's definitely going well for Bournemouth at the moment. If they can just sustain this for a couple more months, you'd think they'd have enough points for safety. But maybe their ambitions lie a little bit above now, just being safe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe they're thinking sort of top 10. Got a manager who finished top 10 in Spain with Rayo Vallecano, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
So they all wanted him, didn't they? Or they all would sort of wanted to interview him.
Yeah, he's so highly thought of, and he sort of looked quite good for a couple of games, and then it started going wrong, and you're thinking, this could be a guy who's just going to be on his way in a sort of Watford style.
Yeah.
We tried him, get another one in, but he's done that ever so well. Yeah. You wonder, so looking ahead, what sort of club might want to get hold of him. If he takes Bournemouth to like 8th or 9th, could be a lot of clubs interested in him. Speaks English fairly well.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were one of the top 5 or 6 spenders as well, weren't they? In the summer, I think, or till quite late on in the window. I think that might have just changed on the last day or so. But they got the business done early. They splashed the cash, and clearly that puts added pressure on the coach.
Yes.
But yeah, they're going well at the moment, and I would predict as things are going that they are going to finish in the top 10.
Yeah, certainly on target to do something like that. There's a poor ball intercepted by Forrest.
Yeah. Oh,
it couldn't quite take the ball with him.
Yeah. Porro, good tackle.
Would you? I mean, it's a bit of a leap, but would you have him at Man United if he kept on this path?
I think you'd have to look at it. So,
or would it be too big, too much, too soon?
I mean, I don't know. I think you just want to see a little bit longer for a bigger sample size. But then if you do that, maybe you miss out and somebody else gets him. So I don't know.
Could he be sort of doing what Pochettino did at Southampton, that kind of thing, where clearly he's doing, and then someone takes not a punt, but he's proven himself to for a little while, and then Spurs went in for Pochettino. It worked to a large extent.
He did, yeah. Maybe.
But yeah, you'd want maybe like another season of it.
Pochettino was, when he was at Southampton, he was a big name for Southampton, wasn't he? Because he's an Argentinian World Cup star of the past who played for Paris Saint-Germain, and he's a name that was a chance there for Tottenham, and it's saved by Turner. First corner, I think.
Was that Richarlison just stuck a foot out, so took it quickly?
That was Johnson.
There you go.
Yeah. Brennan Johnson almost pulled it off there.
Just gets the ball and just sort of prods it first time, and it's quite a good save in the end.
The old toe poke finish.
Yeah.
But Turner did well. Kept it at 0-0. So first corner of the game goes to Tottenham Hotspur. We've played 23 minutes now. 23 and a half minutes, and still no goals, and only the first corner.
81% possession for Tottenham. Don't often get it that high. So what were you saying about...
Yeah, I just think that Iraiola's profile is as if it should really matter. You've got the coaching badges, you've done what you've done, but I just think that the Pochettino one was... He got that chance because
headed over the corner.
Because of his playing CV and having been in top dressing rooms, sort of thing. So, okay, you've only done it with Southampton, but we know that you know how a big club works. You're at Paris Saint-Germain, you've played for Argentina in the World Cup, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about supplanting you from a small club to a big club, but they would be worried about Iraola because he's done it at Rayo Vallecano and Bournemouth, and he's not got the sort of big club CV. He played for Athletic Bilbao, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was
Basque, isn't he? Basque.
Sort of a journeyman midfielder for Athletic Bilbao, I think.
I've said this before, it's a bit of an odd thing to say, but to me, he looks like he's one of 7 brothers, and 2 of them are really handsome, and he wasn't quite. He's the one who went into football. He watched football at the time where 2 of his brothers, Miguel, were out sort of womanising. He was, I'm going to watch these football games and learn how to coach.
Well, he comes out of the Marcelo Bielsa tree, doesn't he? So, the coaching tree.
Yes.
Doesn't live in Marcelo Bielsa's back garden in his tree, but so that's another thing that maybe is catching the imagination of club executives.
Yeah. Anyone who's a disciple of Bielsa.
Right. Yeah.
There's a bit of sort of mystery and extra about them. But talking of that, though, another man linked with Man United for the same things that you were just saying is Graham Potter. Was his limits shown would it not just be chance of first?
How have you missed that?
Well, the ball just dropped to him and he
was offside
in the end.
Yeah. He was probably looking at the flag thinking, should I go for it or not? Yeah.
Yeah. The Forest player down. Yeah, would Potter not just be the same? He's got no background, and at Chelsea, you'd think ultimately that counted against him because you got the feeling Chelsea players were thinking.
Oh, he was onside. The flag went up, but he was onside.
He sort of misses his times his header, doesn't he?
Yeah. Graham Potter. I don't know. Or maybe it was handball. Maybe that's what they flagged for. I know, but that was an offside flag, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't
No.
The old. Anyway. Graham Potter, I mean, he's being linked because Nice wanted him. That's the connection, I think, there, isn't he? Sir Jim Radcliffe and Ineos wanted him at Nice. So the thinking is that because they wanted him at Nice, they would want him at Manchester United, which might be the case. But, he didn't get the job. Well, I think he turned it down, didn't he? Turned down the Nice job, and they appointed Francesco Farioli.
But you wouldn't want Potter, would you? Or would you?
That
set of players, I think they're just after a while ago. Who's he? Don't fancy him.
The issue is not who they pick as manager. The issue is you've got to get rid of players who think like that, who are just. I can't use the word on air. I really can't. I'd like to, but it's probably too strong. They're just wasting all United fans' time. Anyway, how do we get onto this topic again?
Shot for Milanga. Well, there you go. There's a segue. Man United player wasn't good enough. Oh, there's a Johnson's down here, and there's a bit of distress and concern about him.
Oh yeah, medic's on quick.
It's not like a tongue swallow, is it? Maybe.
No, he seems to be conscious, but he's definitely hurt himself in a manner which has drawn the cameras away as well. So, is it?
The sort of players were sort of beckoning the trainers to come on quick.
So it's an impact injury.
Right. I don't really see it.
Could be.
Yeah, we're not getting pictures of it.
So, okay, what will happen here is if Brennan Johnson goes off with an injury, what we will do is the substitute will essentially take over his role for a goal or assist. So there'll be somebody out there on the pitch who we need to score or assist, and it will be either Brennan Johnson or who replaces him should he be substituted.
He gets a knock in the face, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's not like some weird leg twist. I think he just gets a knock in the face and from that set piece.
Black Dog looking very satisfied with himself, or probably feeling very satisfied with himself, having gone Chiesa to score and Juventus to win. Now Chiesa to score, tick. Juventus to win, not yet, tick. Now, let's have a look at some stats from the game in Serie A, and they're on top, all right. They are definitely on top. Expected goals 1.23 for Juve, just 0.41 for Genoa. Goal attempts is more equal. It's 6-5 in favour of Genoa, but shots on goal 2-1 in favour of Juve. Corners 4-2, so 6 corners already, but the majority to the home side. Attacks and dangerous attacks are, slightly split. Sort of more attacks for Juve, but more dangerous attacks for Genoa. So it's not cut and dried. That it's definitely a good start for the bet, but Juve have got to keep another clean sheet, haven't they? Which they've been doing a lot of. So. Yeah, if you trust Juve to keep a clean sheet, then that is looking very good for you.
Slissy says, hello, guys. Hello, Slissy.
Hi. Director of Corners, Director of Bolivian Football joins us.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
Fashionably late.
Just waiting on Brennan Johnson. I think it might be a cut maybe on his face or something. He's down on the floor. There was at Anfield, Bernd Leno went down, got a cut on his head, and the play was stopped for about 10 minutes. He thought, this is awful. All they were doing was just bandaging, just taking care with all the concussion protocols. But in the end, it was just like a cut, and they had to have wrapped up. So I wonder if it's something similar. Although it looks so Brennan Johnson's coming off, and Oliver Skip, the prolific Oliver.
That's an interesting change.
Skip is coming on.
Right. Oh. Okay. Well,
what do you do?
What do you do? Yeah, we've
make
said
the bet in good faith.
Yeah, the betting gods not shining on us here, I don't think, or the free betting gods. And Gav says this is the new directive now from our program director, that when you've made your free bet decision, then you got to stick with it.
Just trying to find if Oliver Skip has ever scored in his life. He did once.
It was a good goal against Chelsea, I think.
Yes, correct. He scored in a 2-0 win over Chelsea.
Yeah, it was
last season.
Either a volley or a half volley from outside the box that just flew in past Kepa, I think it was.
But yeah, he could set one up, couldn't he? So Brennan Johnson, he's clearly got a sort of gash to his head. He's holding like some sort of sponge to his head as he goes off. Looks like both sets of fans applauding him off, not the way he would have wanted his return. It's up on his forehead, just above his eye, I think.
Yeah, if you asking, Rodri asking, so now what? It's whoever replaces Brennan Johnson as a sub is now the player we need to score or assist. So it looks like it's going to be Oliver Skip. But as Dave says, he has scored in the Premier League in the past, but he's not prolific.
I'm going to see if he's ever assisted. He must have done.
Yeah, he must have done. But yeah, best wishes with Brennan Johnson there. His family have come out to watch him tonight, and he's left the game after just 31 minutes. Oliver Skip is our new...
Come on, Oliver.
He's our new great hope.
What's this going to do to the formation then? Because they've already got two midfield holders, haven't they? In Basuma and Sarr.
Yep, and they've just lost the ball here. Could be a chance for Forest straight away. Oh, that's a poor touch.
Gibbs White couldn't bring the ball under his spell.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to go 4-3-3, are they?
Yeah, I mean, Skipper's come out to the left, so Johnson was playing on the right. Who's that way out there on the right? It's got to be Porro, hasn't it? So maybe...
Don't know what... Get in touch, Ange. What formation have you gone for here? We can't quite work it out.
So, looks like still a back four. But they're a bit sloppy with the passes and they're getting picked off a bit here. This is a good moment, I think, for Nottingham Forest to, just while Spurs are reorganising, just to hit them here and, maybe just take a lead in the game because Spurs are still a little bit reorganising.
Yates just whipping the Forest crowd up as he makes a good tackle and wins a throw.
We're 12 minutes from half time here, Dave. Anything that you think might happen before the break in terms of bets we could get out there for our viewers?
I suppose, as you said, it's just while Spurs are just reorganising.
Yeah.
The Forest first goal, even without that, Forest were sort of getting involved, weren't they? Getting more into the game. Quite a big price to score the first goal, 3.1.
Okay.
Compared to the 1.59 of Spurs. Doesn't seem that much of a difference between the two teams, does it, at the moment? I think maybe to begin with, if you look at the stats, Forest have had 2 goal attempts, Spurs have had 3, so not an awful lot in it, to be honest.
Yeah, corners not really happening either, so no great preponderance of corners or bookings. We've not had a card as yet. That total bookings market, which was 4.5 earlier.
What's it now?
3.5. It's dropped.
I'll still be tempted though, because so many times these markets just go mad in the second half.
Yeah.
For bookings, you get 1 and then you get 3 or 4 in the last 10 minutes.
Anytime goal scorer. What do you think Oliver Skip's coming on the anytime goal scorer? So Brennan Johnson was 2.3, was he?
Yes.
When obviously there was, only 15 minutes gone in the game. Now there's a bit more.
Oliver Skip, about 7.
8.7.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so they really don't rate his chances of scoring a goal. But sadly, we are stuck with Skip.
But look, he's quite well forward, isn't he? Even if he's not going to put one in, he could assist. That's the other element to this.
Oh no, Simon. Come on, skip him. He's Skip, says Koki. Love it. Genetic says, yeah, what he said, what Viv said. Viv says, now Simon, free bet is cancelled since it was Johnson to score an assist. More chances tomorrow. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't want to cancel it, but I suppose technically it's...
I think the directive from Gav is don't downgrade it. Don't say we've gone for 12 goals now, we'll make it 9. This isn't a down...
No, it's not.
It's just a substitute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like in fantasy football, if your player doesn't play, the sub comes in. So that's sort of what we've done. A couple of players on the floor. Yates has gone down. Oliver Skip, I think, brought him down. But what if Oliver Skip gets sent off? That's just dead, isn't it, in the water then?
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't.
I think it's brewing. But watch this on Skip and Yates sort of pile into. That's a bit.
Yeah, Yates has come out with he's been fed on raw meat. He's just going in for everything. That was more Yates than Skip, I think, going into that tackle.
Yeah. I think we need to look at the bookings markets here.
Yates is definitely
he's
set for one, isn't he?
On one, isn't he?
Yeah. Like a yard dog. It's probably unfair on yard dogs, that.
Yeah. So, bookings, okay, there's none so far, but we think they are imminent. There's enough sort of needle in the game. It's one of those ones, it's 1.66. We'll just have to wait for it to grow a little bit, because when it drops down a point from over 4.5 to 1 to 3.5, you tend to get a lower price as well that goes along with it.
This is a really good spell for Forest, though. They've pinned Tottenham back, and they might be getting a shot in. Is that a deflection for a corner? They're running the wrong way. No, it's just a shot wide from Gibbs White.
Yeah, a bit of a wild one. But another shot on, well, not on target, another shot that Forest have got away, and that's the shot count level now.
Yeah.
So if Spurs had the better of the first half of the first half, I think it's the second bit has been Forest's.
Just trying to find the right bet here. There's got to be one out there for something positive for Forest before. Well, maybe you could look at maybe not half time, but one of those other markets, the sort of 60, 70, 80 minute markets.
Forest are 7 to be leading after 50.
The 6 to be leading after 60.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. So you got maybe almost 10, 12 minutes left in the first half, 15 in the second.
The only thing with that, though, you'd kick yourself if they took the lead after 53. No, after 49, and then Spurs equalised.
But you could trade out, can you? I mean, it probably wouldn't.
No.
There are trade out. As long as it goes your way to start off with, you can then back another thing.
Yeah, but it might get a bit convoluted.
It might. Yeah.
So you sometimes forget that, but you think, oh, it's landed after 50. Well, it hasn't landed, because they might then be pegged back before it gets to the next one. There's Sean Dyche in the crowd.
That's right. And Michael McIntyre just in front of him in the celeb seats.
He's a Spurs fan, isn't he?
He must be, yeah.
Yeah, apparently. You a fan?
Yeah, all right, wouldn't be my... Yeah, I'm talking about this last night, actually.
I'm a no.
Comedians, and it's very much personal taste. One guy... chap I was talking to last night said Eddie Izzard, went to see him. He's meant to be hilarious, and, didn't get a titter out of me all night. It was, I could kind of understand that. But yeah, in the celeb seats there.
Sean Dyche and Michael McIntyre. That's an unlikely combo, isn't it?
Sean Dyche lives in Nottingham, doesn't he? I think, or close to Nottingham anyway. So
he's from Northampton originally.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche, yeah.
Yeah. But he played for Forest. I think Forest were his first club, right? He was a Forest youth player.
Be an interesting contrast in styles tomorrow. Vincent Kompany's Burnley against Sean Dyche's Everton.
Yeah, I mean, Everton aren't Burnley. I've just gone badly out of focus there. What's happened? Oh.
You're all right, aren't you?
Yeah. Was it my eyes?
The eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe you moved too quick and the camera couldn't keep pace with you.
Definitely. It struggled a bit, the camera. Anyway, let's go to the... there you go. As you're fine. I'm fine. But yeah, I just went weird. Out of focus. Anyway, yeah, Sean Dyche. So his football at Everton, I think it's better than what Burnley played. He's got better players.
Yeah.
So to say it's a clash of styles is correct, because Burnley do play a very defined sort of passing, build up through the third style. Everton aren't complete sort of dinosaurs, though, are they?
Oh, no, not at all, no. But but
big good game.
It's sort of, it's a bit of the sort of the no-nonsense guy against the sort of plush new guy. I'll be back in Everton, though, I have to say, in that one.
Yeah.
Everton won the last 3 away games. Burnley lost 6 out of 7 at home. which is pretty awful. I know you could individually make excuses for each one, but
yeah, lost some key attacking players as well, haven't they? Koleosho's out for a bit now, and obviously Lyle Foster's still out with his issues, so lacking in the centre forward and wing departments a little bit now, aren't they, Burnley? Jay Rodriguez is doing his best, but it's Jay Rodriguez, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And Everton have got a few goal scorers now, haven't they? Abdullah Decore, I think he's scored 6 Premier League goals this season, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
Calvert-Lewin, Dwight McNeil can chip in. Ball over the top for Son. Keeper comes out and makes the save.
Did well.
Mönchengladbach have gone in front.
So anybody back in them at 4.4 when they were a goal down is now rubbing their hands together. That is good news. See, like I say, Borussia Mönchengladbach, good home team against a poor away team, and it's going the way that the form was pointing to now.
Yep. 42 minutes gone now at the City Ground. I think anyone who's predicting a goal fest is rather disappointed with this so far. Oh, there's the first yellow.
Yeah. It was his destiny.
Boom.
He's clipped. I mean, is it really?
Not the most obvious one, is it? It's just sort of barged
shove,
him a little bit. I reckon if he'd done that after 5 minutes, he's not getting booked.
He is a bit of a card magnet now, isn't he, Doggy?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his tally is at this point, but hasn't he already served a suspension?
He's had a
red,
hasn't he? Yeah.
That's right, had a red. So, 5 yellows and a red this season before tonight.
There's a few in that Spurs team, isn't there? Christian Romero. How did he avoid a red last time? We will never know.
Free kick then for Forest is cleared by Spurs. Got to get it back in there. And it's straight at the goalkeeper. Disappointing in the final third, I think you'd say, Nottingham Forest. Tottenham, when they've got to the final third, have been brighter, but they've just not really got there that often in the last few minutes since Johnson went off, have they? So I think we're headed for a goalless first half here, aren't we, really? It's
looks like it, and I don't think Steve Cooper will be unhappy at that. I think after taking that hiding at Fulham, what he needs to just go back to basics, get the defence sorted.
Yeah.
Did that to a large extent against Wolves, and now they've limited Tottenham to scraps, really, haven't they?
Yeah, this is looking more promising. Son gets on, has a shot. He's blocked.
And then he goes down.
Yeah. That might be another injury here. The referee
players,
hasn't stopped it.
Players falling all over the pitch. Another Tottenham player down and up. Son's up again. His dad would be in the crowd saying, "Get up!"
Yes.
He's doing 1,000 press-ups at half-time.
So obviously in South Korea they do military service, don't they?
Yes.
Just compulsory. There's no getting out. Son did his, didn't he, eventually, after playing in so many tournaments, Asian Cups and what have you. They thought they found a little window for him to go and do his national service, so he's got that out of the way.
There's quite a lot of the golfers are threatened with it, but if you win a gold medal in the Olympics, you get off, don't you?
Right. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I'm reading in the the pop news pages that the
K-pop
BTS,
yes.
Are they breaking up to go and do the national service, something like that?
All right, really?
Yeah. Maybe not breaking up, but they're putting their careers on hold.
Right.
To,
everyone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Unless
no exceptions.
Unless you win a
gold medal.
Gold medal, that gets you off. Or surely the World Cup. South Korea could win a gold medal, couldn't they? I guess they enter the Olympic football tournament.
Yeah. Tottenham on the attack, left-hand side, but not really finding a way through this packed Nottingham Forest defence.
Yeah, this is sort of reminiscent of watching Liverpool there last season. We just really couldn't get going, find a way through them.
They're playing like 5 across the back, really, aren't they?
A back 5 just strung across, haven't they? There's Son trying to work something, but you've got 2 in front of him, and then he's ball through straight to the keeper, and he looks a bit frustrated. But the Forest fans are loving this. I've seen their team put in a lot of effort.
So Asian total at the moment in this game, under 0.5 goals. So for this to finish 0-0, it's 4.00 now for under 0.5 goals. The correct score is actually bigger than that, so you go correct score 0-0 is 5 point something. But has something just happened?
Oh, Tottenham
are going to get a goal before the break.
Oh, then. Forest have done so well.
Is it Skip? Is it Oliver Skip? Can we just hope that it's Oliver Skip here?
Or has he laid one on? Is it a Skip?
Where is he?
Ball across. Oh, it's Richarlison header.
It's a Richarlison header from a Porro cross, and that is 1-0 to Tottenham.
It's out of nowhere.
Was it a Kulusevski cross?
Kulusevski, yeah. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a real sucker punch. I was looking at the under 0.5 goals, and there's a goal straight away from Richarlison.
Great cross, really. He's just got to stick his head on it. He's doing some sort of like chicken celebration.
Yeah.
Winding the home crowds up like he does. But yeah, it was from a free kick inside their own half. They played the ball out to the right-hand side where Kulusevski cuts back inside on his left foot.
He's onside.
He's onside, whips it in, great ball in, and Richarlison's just got to stick his head on it inside the 6-yard box.
I'm looking at the keeper there and thinking...
I think the keeper could have come out. Keeper's a bit on his line, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a great cross.
Keeper sort of, the first move is backwards.
Yeah.
I think if he'd gone to try and intercept it...
I think a top keeper intervenes there before it goes in.
Yeah.
And he's not a top keeper, Turner, but... Then probably neither is Vlachodimos. So that's the issue they've got there. They've got two keepers of a similar standard, not an obvious number 1 and number 2 there.
Viv says, nice Spurs first half win at 2.65.
Congrats.
Yeah, well done.
I think it is going to win, isn't it? Because Forest on the attack now, but not getting through. 4 minute stoppage time. We've played 2 of them already, so it's looking good. They might even score again here, Tottenham, if they can get it forward.
Yeah, I mean, this opens the game up, isn't it? In a tight game like this, when you can't find a way through, if you then get that goal somehow, brings Forest out, and maybe we can then think about getting a second and a third. But yeah, just a bit of quality. But yeah, I'm the same. I think Alisson, for example, would have come out and
he'd taken everything, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
totally.
But as soon as he shaped him to cross, Turner just he steps back. It's like he's a bit scared to sort of, I'll just go try and save it on the line where, the best keepers don't let it get to that stage.
Yeah.
So nearly at half time, just that injury to Brennan Johnson, which has caused this extra 4 minutes.
Yeah, Tottenham be delighted to get to half time 1-0 up in a game which was looking very difficult for them with Forest defending deep and cutting off the supply lines out wide. Well, they did, because they played 5 across the back, but they still didn't stop the cross from Kulusevski, which Richarlison put home. Second half underway in Italy, where Genoa trail Juventus 1-0. Tackles flying, and still no more yellow cards, just that 1 card in the first half.
I still think that's something to look for in the second half, the cards market. At the moment... Total bookings, it's not really changed an awful lot. Over 3.5, 1.61. So we've got 1, so we need another 3 for that to land.
They're just playing keep ball here, aren't they?
Yeah, just seeing it out.
The ref's playing a little bit extra additional stoppage time because the goal was scored in stoppage time.
So into the 5th minute of the added 4.
Yeah.
But that's half time.
Yes. So not a classic, and looking tricky on the free bet condition front with Brennan Johnson gone off and Oliver Skip replacing him. But Spurs are leading. They are potentially going to go level on points with Manchester City in the Premier League if they can hold on for this. Although they would need another 9 goals, I think, to overhaul City and move into their spot in the table. But that is the situation right now. They're just walking off at the City ground. We are going to... we're going to look at some...
Covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League, live as they happen. This is Clubhouse TV.
Like I said before I pressed the wrong button there, we're going to look at some previews for the weekend's games. Now, lots of big games coming up this weekend, and the vodcast team, the European podcast, the Premier League podcast team of Neil and Dave Eason and Paul Robinson will be with you to dissect some games shortly.
Saturday's games in the Premier League then. We'll kick off with the 3 o'clocks. There's 4 of them. Paul Robinson and Neil Mellor with me to go through them. We'll hit them in order, shall we? We'll start with Bournemouth-Luton. Victorious from Manchester United last week. Bournemouth absolutely flying at the moment, Neil Mellor. 1.51 though. Luton 6.2. Draw is 4.6. Is a Bournemouth your home banker this weekend?
Cool, that's the shortest odds you'll see Bournemouth at home this season. Yeah, absolutely flying, aren't they? Luton are battling away, but just not getting the results. I mean, can you touch Bournemouth at 1.5? Well, I'm not sure you can, as well as they are playing. I think we all fancy Bournemouth are the better side, but I just don't trust that price. I really don't. I think Luton are a side that will battle and stay in games the way they have done. That was a massive result for Bournemouth last weekend, wasn't it, against United? Luton battled against City and got nothing from the game. So 1.51, God, that is not appealing to me whatsoever. What's interesting is, at the start of the season, Bournemouth and Luton were 2 teams we thought they're in trouble this season. Bournemouth are 10 points clear of the bottom 3. It just shows you how well a job the manager's doing. Don't you think, Paul?
Listen, I tipped him to go, didn't I? I mean, they're in an awful run of form, and he's turned it round. But he's turned it round very, very spectacularly, especially with the win at Old Trafford. But I mean, how do you categorise that? Was it a great win? Was it an expected win? Teams are expecting to go there now, aren't they?
It's kind of this combination of kind of Sean Dyche times Bielsa, because they knock it in the corners, don't they? And then it's like, right, get at them. And that's exactly what they did at United. They knocked it long, put it out of play, put the pressure on, and teams just wilt.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't work for them at the start of the season, but the fact that they've put that 10-point gap there now, you'd be surprised if they got sucked back into that relegation battle. Looking at the league, Luton on 9 points, sat top of the bottom 3, and Bournemouth on 14th on 19 points. And I mean, that after the start to the season, to have that many points now is, that's a mark of where they are and what type of form they're in. But those odds for me, they're too short at home for a team that not long ago was struggling and were almost odds-on favourite to go down. Those short odds for a team that, yes, they have turned the corner. Yes, they are playing particularly well. But Luton, they're always in games. They were good last week against Man City. We struggle every week. We always say it, but they are what they are. But they are a fantastically hard-working, well-organised team. They'll go to Bournemouth with a game plan, and they'll be difficult to beat. Those odds are short for me on Bournemouth.
Yeah, with Luton, Neil, you've got a side who might not fall for that. That they'll have their own game plan, won't they?
Yeah, they will. But they haven't had a clean sheet this season, so you expect Bournemouth to get at least 1 goal. And it's just whether Luton can nick a goal, which with crosses into the penalty area, set pieces, putting the goalkeeper under pressure, you're thinking that they may well get one from that. So, yeah, I think it will be a close game. Bournemouth in great form. They've only won 2 home games this season, though, Bournemouth. So as Paul mentioned there, they're on a good run. But to really trust them at that 1.51, I'm not sure you can. If you're looking for a goal scorer, I like Semenya. I've been impressed with him. I think he's kicked on a little bit, certainly under the new manager. He's got 2 in his last 3 home games. He could be worth a shout for Bournemouth goal scorer.
Yeah, 2.8 any time. Adebayo as well for Luton, 4.9. Dominic Solanke, who seems to be coming into goal scoring form. People talking about England for him and the Euros next year, maybe being that third striker. 2.1 is short, though. Things do look a bit short for Bournemouth in those games. So Luton with a possibility in that one. To Stamford Bridge, and again, another short price for me. Chelsea, 1.22. The draw is 6.6. Sheffield United, 13 to go to Chelsea and get a win. And a lot of teams have gone to Chelsea and got a win this season. And Sheffield United, there is that new manager bounce. We've already felt it in the game so far.
Yeah, great odds. 13s for Sheffield United and against the poor Chelsea. I mean, you're looking at the odds at Chelsea there. They're very short at 1.22. I think there's a little bit of nostalgia and Chelsea of years gone by that's compiled those odds together, because the current Chelsea team that I see, the current players that go out on a pitch in a blue shirt, are nowhere near the level that they should be. I've always said that I like Pochettino, I like the age of the side, I like the quality of players that he's got. But again, like similar way to Manchester United, there's too many players that are underperforming. I think they've got a better squad than Manchester United. I think they've got better players of a certain age, and I think they will come good eventually. But every time you think that they've come good, they go 2 steps back. They take 1 forward and 4 back. You can't trust Chelsea at those odds. And those of you out there that like value, 13s on a very well organised Sheffield United, who will go to Stamford Bridge. They will make no apologies for the way that they play. They'll be high tempo, high press. They'll be kicking the ball along. They'll be putting it in the corners. They'll be going for set plays. And they can hurt this Chelsea side. I mean, I saw Chelsea at Old Trafford. They got worked off the ball. They tried to play out from the back. It wasn't working. They had no other game plan. The goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, he played extremely well as a goalkeeper, as a centre-half, as a sweeper with his feet. He's not good enough to do what they want to do. In their box, in their own third, they were losing possession far too many times. And it just looked like it was far too easy when they lost possession. It's all right, we will keep going, we'll keep trying to play. And then Goodison last weekend, as I said to you, it was the last game they wanted, going to a Sean Dyche's Everton, who just bullied them.
Yep, I was going to use exactly that word, Neil. I watched that game last week and I thought Chelsea were bullied by Everton.
Yeah. Away from home, you'd think that Sheffield United could get something at Stamford Bridge slightly different. They have responded to Chris Wilder coming in. There's no doubt about that. Certainly competed well against Liverpool at home. Got 3 points against Brentford at home. I would not trust Sheffield United away, and that's the big thing. As bad as Chelsea have been at home, and they have been, 2 wins in 15, absolutely horrendous. Even their odds aren't that appealing, but I just can't make a case for Sheffield United getting anything from the game. As physical as they might be, the game at Stamford Bridge, I think Chelsea win this one. Get a goal scorer. I think Jackson's due a goal. He came off the bench last week. He was involved in an altercation, which he got away with, fortunately for him, with the FA. 4 games he's gone without a goal. He might start this one, and it could be a Chelsea win in Jackson for me.
Yeah, we've got Nkunku in the list as well. Wait to see when he actually starts playing full games for Chelsea. 2.05 though, very short for United. Not for United, for Chelsea. For Christopher Nkunku to score for Chelsea. Some other prices. Let's see. Jackson is 1.9, so short based on the prices that Chelsea are at home. Sheffield United are 4 to get something from the game on the double chance. Also at 3 o'clock, we've got City against Crystal Palace before they go off to become world champions, or whatever they have to do, wherever that is. 1.17 for City. The draw is 8 and Palace are 15. Now, Palace's results are not great. How do you explain Palace's performance against Liverpool last weekend, Neil? I thought they had a plan and it almost came off for them.
Physical. Really physical. Roy Hodgson was moaning about them getting 7 yellow cards. Could have had 10. You know, at the end of the day, the tackles warranted it. It was the game plan to be physical, get in Liverpool's faces, to stop the counter-attack, and to try and put balls in the box and be a threat from set pieces. When they got a free kick on the halfway line, it was like watching Bolton of old. It was bang, in it goes into the penalty area. And Paul just made a great line. They'll make no apologies for their style. It is not good to watch. And they're not playing well. They're not getting results. And I don't think they'll be good to watch at City. I don't think they'll get anything there. And I fear for Roy Hodgson. I think it's coming to the time where perhaps Palace might be looking for somebody else. But yeah, not playing well. Physical. How much quality? Not sure. Elise and Eze, 2 big players for them. I think Elise came off the bench. Eze still wasn't playing. Ayew rightly got sent off. If you want to stop free kicks being taken quickly, you get a yellow card. He had a warning a minute before it, and then he got a yellow card, and then he stopped a counter-attack for a second one. So yeah, I'd be on 5 yellow cards for Palace if that's available, that bet.
Yeah, it's kind of the last resort of a Roy Hodgson side is to. I mean, they're physical anyway, aren't they, when they play under Roy? But we've got used to Palace being a bit more. There's a bit more flair there. I'm not suggesting Palace have been spoilt in the same way as Roy Hodgson did the other week. The Palace fans are being spoilt with their 5 games without a win.
No, listen, I think his tenure there is coming towards an end. You don't like to see any manager get the sack or speak about that, especially somebody of his stature and his career that he's had and his affiliation with that club. But you kind of half think, a couple of weeks ago there was talks about his future. You look at the fixture list: Liverpool at home, Man City away. I just brought it up there. Brighton at home, which is a huge derby for them, a huge derby, and then they've got Brentford at home. So you kind of think, was we getting the Liverpool game out the way, the Man City game out the way, the Brighton derby out the way, and let the new manager have a crack at a decent run of fixtures? Maybe that's me just being cynical.
Maybe it's just the chairman waiting for Steve Cooper to get the sack at Nottingham Forest. But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I mean, the Palace game at City, you always find it hard to make a case for anyone going to City. They're a very strong team at home. They will score goals, and rightly so. They're short. But I think the way into this game is yellow cards, because like we spoke about there is the amount that they had last time. It's goals, it's who scores them, and go over in the cards, go over in the goals, over in the cards, and City to win. Because anytime you're going to back City at home, you're going to have to put some different ways in of making some value in there.
Yeah, you can go on the team booking points if you want to, with City to win, Palace, and over 4, so 39.5 booking points. Boost that City price to 2.63 for Palace to get over 39.5 points. So that's a red card and 2 yellows, or 4 yellows against City, and it's and City to win. You can put some goals in there as well if you want to use your bet builder, but that's the way you've got to do it. City not looking great without Haaland. They weren't looking great with Haaland. They're only winning games by the odd goal. But you get the feeling before they go off onto their travels abroad, this might be a game where they can start to get some goals through the system. City against Crystal Palace. We've got Newcastle against Fulham next. Newcastle. And Fulham. Never mind Newcastle. We've spoken about them being completely short of gas. Fulham, Neil, where's these goals? How is it? What is going on with Fulham?
Who needs Mitrovic? Good to see it flying at the moment in terms of creating chances, scoring goals at home. I know they got 3 at Anfield, but the results have mainly been at home. So the 7 without a win away from home. So you're thinking that is a tough place to be going. Full of confidence, scoring goals. I think Newcastle will be really flat after that defeat against AC Milan, being knocked out of Europe. But Newcastle at home are still very, very strong. The fans will get behind them and sort of say, right, that's behind us. Let's go again. That's a really good price for Newcastle, as good as Fulham have been playing recently. 1.83 for Newcastle at home against a mid-table team. I'd be all over that.
The thing is with Newcastle, you look at them and you go, well, I mean, you saw them last Sunday in the flesh against Tottenham.
Yeah, tired.
They are tired. And there's no one really coming back. There's the odd,
No, keep going to the well, like I say. You keep going to the well for the same players, and you can get yourself up for big games. The Champions League game last night, we saw them. Went out of the Champions League. Okay, they had a go, but it's the same players that you're asking to do it again. There's only so many. I mean, you talk all the time. You listen to radio phones. You listen to podcasts. It's just a fact. The injuries, the amount of games they've got, it has caught up with them. I mean, there's nothing that you can do, and it's just a matter of opinion as to whether you think Newcastle have overachieved too early and they're a year ahead of schedule. They're in the Champions League, competing in the likes of PSG, AC Milan, and Dortmund. What a fantastic group! Or you look at it and go, well, they had 4 points after 2 games in the Champions League and they've gone out with a whimper. There's 2 ways of looking at it. They're either optimistic or pessimistic. Where they are for Newcastle is a fantastic place, in my opinion. I think Eddie Howe's done a great job there. They're still top, what are they, 7th in the league? I'm looking at now 5th, 6th, 7th in the league. Chance of Champions League again. They've got no distraction of European football now. But their injuries and the amount of games that they've had, their fatigue, I question. I know that the fans are fantastic there, and they will be again this weekend. But can that team go again at home to Fulham? Away at Tottenham, it's different. You get up for the game. At home to AC Milan, the atmosphere is incredible. But at home to Fulham on a Saturday afternoon at 3:00, I think this is probably their biggest test so far.
20 games without a goal. Raul Jimenez, what's he got? 4 in his last 5 games, 3 in his last 2. It's a remarkable turnaround for a striker who, let's face it, seemingly just needed a goal.
He wasn't a striker, was he?
Well, no.
You use the term loosely.
Neil, they've not just gone in off his backside, have they, either? So he's become a focal point for them.
We kept saying scored more for Mexico at his national team than he has for his domestic. I watched him at Anfield. I was really impressed, I have to say, because I was thinking, cool, has he gone? But no, absolute handful, presence, put himself about, and it allowed Fulham to get up the pitch because of that, the way he plays as a centre forward, and maybe that's why that the scoring goals, because he's such a presence up there. Players can trust that he's going to get hold of the ball. They can make those runs further forward and have those chances. So Fulham will be a threat on the counter attack. Newcastle have had eight home games this season. They've had 5 home clean sheets. I think they'll have a job on their hands to score there. As much as they're tired, you've got Longstaff, Byrne, and Isak who all came off the bench. They'll all start this game. I think Newcastle win this game. I really do. And it's either Isak or Wilson. Whoever starts the game, I'll be backing one of them strikers with the Newcastle win.
Covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League, live as they happen. This is Clubhouse TV.
Clubhouse TV with sportsbet.io, the world's leading Bitcoin sportsbook. And it's me, Simon, with Professor Dave T in the studio here to enjoy the second half of Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham. Spurs scoring that goal just before the break through Richarlison. And no changes made at half-time, I think, from either manager. But Forest possibly here showing already they're going to be a little bit more ambitious in the second half.
Yeah, Romero getting involved already. Is it Jared Gillett? Is that the ref? That Aussie ref?
Yes, I think it is.
I think we like bookings, don't we? So I think we're going to pull the trigger on the bookings markets fairly quickly. It's currently over 3.5. It's 1.6. I just want that to grow a little bit. But I think there's enough needle and bits and bobs in that first half to suggest it could go off a little bit here.
I mean, there's absolutely no way Yates doesn't get a yellow card in this game if he stays the course because he's walking a tightrope now, and he probably has been for 20 minutes.
Yeah, Romero will get one,
no doubt. He's a guaranteed, isn't he?
Yeah.
Almost. Free kick to Nottingham Forest, though. Attacking opportunity for them right at the start of the second half, and it's an awful delivery. Terrible delivery from Toffolo.
Doesn't clear the first man. I've just been looking at the points won from behind table.
Oh, yeah.
And you're probably aware that Liverpool are top of that.
Yes.
Liverpool have won 18 points from losing positions. Part of that, though, is why do they have to keep doing that? Stop getting into losing positions.
Yeah.
Forest, where do you think they are in the table? How many points do you think Forest have?
Not many.
So Liverpool have won 18 points from losing positions this season. Forest have won 2.
Oh dear.
2. So Forest have been trailing on 10 occasions this season. From such a position, they've won none, drawn 2 and lost 8. So basically losing the first goal is pretty disastrous for them.
Yeah, and that's what's happened today. They've just allowed... there's a good chance here maybe for Nottingham Forest.
Shot.
Oh, what an awful shot. Oh dear, It's Willy Bolly who stayed up there from the original...
not the man you wanted it to
free
fall
kick,
to.
I think.
Yeah.
Bremen. Werder Bremen have equalised now against Mönchengladbach, so that is now 2 apiece heading into the final 14 minutes, all to play for there.
Where's the Spurs? Spurs are just letting one half of the pitch there.
Yeah, it just got a bit chaotic, didn't it? And that helped Nottingham Forest. Great first touch from Bolly, sets himself, and then what's this? 3 points to Wigan.
Yeah. Awful. Just a panic, lean back, slice, all the things you shouldn't do, but you do under pressure.
Black Dog asking what happens with the condition now. Well, we are stuck with Oliver Skipp, who is the substitute replacement for Brennan Johnson. So if Skipp scores or assists as well, then
don't forget that.
It's the same as if Johnson was still out there. Bad news as well for Black Dog, because just as we were leaving for half-time, Genoa equalised against Juventus. So that's now 1-1 in Serie A. And Juventus's clean sheet is down.
That was from Albert Gudmundsson. Equalised for Genoa, the Icelandic forward. So on this, all we know of Forest going behind is not a good thing for them at all.
They might be offside here as well, although the linesman kept his flag down and Spurs didn't panic anyway.
So that's why Spurs are just 1.31, the draw 4.9. I suppose the draw at the start was 4.1, so it's not that much of a stretch for it to go to 4.9. Forest are now 14 to win the game, which you can see why. Tottenham to score the second goal, that might interest some people.
They're pressing a little bit higher up the pitch here, though, Nottingham Forest, which is a definite change to the first half where they were withdrawing close to their own penalty area.
Yeah, Tottenham second goal, 2.12. If you think it's going to be Forest, 2.76. Pedro Porro now down. Niakate running away.
Looked like a fair challenge to me.
Right.
I'm not sure. I mean, he could be genuinely injured, I suppose, but this isn't a foul, is it? From Niakate?
Oh, he does catch his ankle, yeah.
Maybe he does, yeah. Maybe he's just trying to draw the referee's attention to that, but...
Looks the painful one. It wasn't a sort of nasty one, but he just sort of clang. I've got to play bookings at over 3.5. I could just be waiting forever for that price to go up. It's 1.72.
Yeah. It feels like a bit of a gimme, doesn't it, at the moment with what's going on?
Yeah, and I think there could be one any second. So of a delay, I'm never going to get the bet on.
Yeah. Porro seems to be soldiering on after that stud mark he got on his ankle there from Niakate. There were some games in the FIFA Club World Cup, as I'm sure you'd be well aware today.
Yes.
These are qualifiers for the semi-finals, is it? So Urawa Reds beat Lyon.
They're Japanese, are they?
Yeah, that's right. Urawa Reds are through to play Manchester City in one semi-final. And then Al Ahly beat Al Ittihad in the other game played today. I think the winners of that go on to play Fluminense. And then, of course, Fluminense go on to play Man City, probably.
Al Ittihad, did you say?
Yes.
Were
beaten.
Which famous players play for them?
Al Ittihad. I do know this one. Is that the... Oh, I'm going to have to look at it now.
Yeah. Feel free to look it up.
Oh, Karim Benzema.
Yes.
It's his lot. Fabinho. Oh, the Liverpool lot, isn't it? Is it? Does
Henderson?
No, he plays for...
Al something else.
Yeah.
Not quite penetrated my consciousness yet, the Saudi League.
Al Ittihad are the Conte, Benzema, Fabinho team.
Anyone else? There's got to be one more.
Not in the current team.
No. Who did Mahrez play for?
Not sure.
It's
Could be a chance for Forest. They've got
they
a
won
corner.
Yeah.
That's their first corner of the game. Elanga wins that one. So
yeah, that's gone down well with the crowd. Sort of something to cheer. Nice sort of burst down the left. Good pace to shake off Porro.
And the cover was needed there because he'd beaten Porro.
Yeah, left him for dead.
Well, set pieces, I think they've got to make the most of. Like you say, you know, they're not great at coming from behind, and they don't really have the sort of cutting edge from open play that makes you think they're going to get back into the game. But here, set pieces, defenders come up, maybe a chance for them.
Going to be Gibbs White to curl one in with his right foot. That's headed away. Pretty much at the near post. Got another chance to put one in.
He's gone and beaten his man again, and then he's been...
Does he win a free kick?
Yeah.
He does win a free kick, yes.
That is a good position
How
now.
about a yellow card, ref?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, it's just a free kick, no yellow for Sarr.
Sarr, wasn't it? You sure it wasn't a booking? I thought the ref was writing something down. It was just...
Maybe. Yep, you're right. Sarr.
Yeah,
So there's the card.
Right, good. That's
so
two then.
2 down, 2 to go.
Yeah. Might have to keep playing that market. I think it might land up at 6 or 7.
Right. Free kick then, and it's going to be Gibbs White to take this as well. He's on all set pieces by the look of things.
It's a better effort than his last one. So again with his right foot, about 15 yards near it in it comes. Oh, keeper gets a good double fist on that one and punches it out to Elanga out on the right. His cross is headed away. And then Spurs.
That was almost another corner for Forest.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the race to 3 corners right now. So
what are Spurs on?
Well, both teams have got 1 corner.
Yeah.
So Spurs are 1.7, Forest are 2.68, but it's all Forest at the moment. Surely they are a good bet at 2.68 to win the race to 3. In the overall corner market, it's roughly the same. 1.79, Spurs have the most. 2.6, Forest have the most. On my model of how I gauge teams in terms of the corners, it's based on how many you concede, not how many you get. these two are almost next. They are next to each other in the table. So there's only like 1 or 2 corners between these so far in the season in terms of how many they've conceded. So it's kind of a pick 'em. And that's exactly how it's gone at the moment, 1-1. So the value is with Forest, I think, in the corners market and in the race to 3 as well.
Okay, I'm just putting my bookings bet in again.
Last 5 minutes in Germany, where it's Mönchengladbach 2, Bremen 2. Still no goals in France between Monaco and Lyon. And have we just another yellow card there? No, don't think we did. And still goalless in Spain as well between Osasuna and Rayo Vallecano. Looking at the stats for that one. After 60 minutes, Osasuna at home have an expected goals of 0.05. They've had only 2 goal attempts in the entire game. So it must have been long-range efforts to be only got to 0.05. Probably a game to forget there.
What price did you say that race to 3 corners was?
2.6 something. Yeah. For Forest. 1.7 for Tottenham. I think one of the, probably both these teams eventually get to 3 corners in the game, but it's just Forest at the moment are the force.
They are, yeah.
And that's a nice run, which is not offside. Gibbs White curved his run, stayed on.
Yeah, second half, Forest have had.
And I think we've had a goal.
Oh, Forest then.
We have had a goal at the City Ground. This is potentially rescuing points from behind then.
Yeah, well, as you say, they've started brightly. So ball into midfield, and it's going to play it out to the right. This is sort of similar position to where Spurs scored from. This just rolled across the area.
Anthony Elanga.
I told you he was a good player.
Yeah, finishes from even where he couldn't miss from about 6 yards out, right in front of the goal.
There's about 3 of them.
But Tottenham's defending was awful.
They just seemed to sort of all go off duty.
Yeah.
I thought he'd slightly mishit the cross, and then there's no Spurs players, and let's just make sure this is onside.
Look at nobody marks him at all. Nobody gets that sort of Udogi. Too slow to get out to him. Doesn't stop the cross.
There's 3 of them offside, isn't there?
I'm not sure it's that clear cut. So the guy who puts it in is the deepest of the 3 when the cross goes in.
I think this will be chalked off.
Okay. VAR is looking.
There's 3 of them. I think all 3 are offside. There's just half a chance. Yeah, he is the 21. He's the furthest back, but I think he's off.
So it's gone to VAR. At the moment, we've got 1-1 on our stats. 1-1 is the score at the moment because the goal was given, but
not for me.
Is possibly going to be disallowed.
Yeah. It did look curious why 3 of them suddenly appeared.
Manuel Alonso says, "Hello, guys."
Hello.
VAR checking. Checking. You join us at a crucial moment, Manuel, as the VAR is checking the potential Forest equaliser.
It's got to be off unless there's some weird. Hang on.
What colour was the line?
Didn't sort of stay there. Didn't seem to be a gap. Who knows these days? But I thought it was offside. It did look odd why there were so many of them. Just there was no marking, but they were trying to play the offside trap, I guess.
It's going to be offside.
Yeah.
Okay, no goal. No goal. Boo indeed. Boo indeed. Thankfully, our free bet condition wasn't Elanga to score or any Forest player to score. So it's Oliver Skip now, isn't it? We're all in on Skip. No goal. Koki confirms. Yep. So back to 1-0, and our stats will change accordingly as we. Well, I mean, you've had your warning there, Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes.
Do you heed that warning, or is this equaliser Forest still coming?
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham will say we kept a good high line. I mean, it's Villa have had like 1,000 offsides, and it's not just a fluke, is it? They're very well drilled. And if you looked at that slow motion freeze shots, I thought Spurs were in a really good line there. There was no one sort of switched off. They were all good, and they've caught 3 of them offside. So, don't put that down to they got away with one. That's what the plan was.
I agree, but just the mere fact that there were 3 Forest players in the penalty area is the first time that might have happened in the game.
So
there's definitely something Forest are pushing here, and They're not far. I don't think they're not far away from getting an equaliser. I could see an equaliser coming.
Are you tempted by the price? They are 2 point.
I'd be looking at the markets, the 60 and 70 minute mark. So 60 just gone. So 70 minute market, draw at 5.00. So 10 minutes for Forest to get the equaliser.
Forest are 3 to score the second goal. Seemed bad to me, that.
Yeah.
Tottenham 2.5. No second goal, 2.74. Here come Tottenham for the first time in a while.
Yeah, and Cross not particularly good on that occasion.
Son just retrieves the ball. I do think a second goal, that's it. It does kill it.
Yeah.
I think Forest are coming back from 2-0 down, but yeah, Tottenham just have to get going again here. They've come out a bit slow in the second half, or Forest have come out fast, whichever way you look at it. As soon as that goal was offside, Steve Cooper was whipping the crowd up, saying, "Don't let the disappointment show. We still need you to help us get this equaliser."
Spurs just getting on the ball and trying to just regain a little bit of the control they had in the first half. Scored, looking for a free kick there, but it's not going to be given. That gives Forest a chance to clear. Murillo, a lot of people like him. Murillo, I think he's been a good acquisition for Forest. Steady defender.
Where's he from?
Brazil. Yeah, they get a lot of their signings from Brazil now, don't they? And he's just missed a tackle in the penalty area that almost gives Tottenham a goal.
There's Son with a follow-up. That's blocked. And then Richarlison has a swing. It's back to Son. We've got 2 of them on him. Will he win a corner? He turns away from the byline, which is good for the old race to corners bet.
Yeah, for Forest, yeah. We need to get the ball down the other end. Get it near the Tottenham byline, please. 90 minutes up now in Germany. It looks like it could be a 2-2 draw between Mönchengladbach and Bremen. Still goalless in Spain and France. Have you got any bets on over there? Manuel says, hello guys, greetings. Is there a free bet today? What are the conditions? If you can say a little in Spanish, I would appreciate it. It is Oliver Skip, marcador. Oliver Skip, marcador, u asistiente, something like that.
Sounded good to me.
COD Spanish there. And if you wonder why we've picked, I can't explain why we've picked Oliver Skip. Yeah. It's too convoluted.
Brennan Johnson, originalo, injury, off. I just say, I never learned Spanish at school. I did French and German. No, I did Spanish.
I just read a lot of Spanish newspapers for football news, so I'm just going on what.
Do you read Marca?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chance for Son. Ooh, got a shot off straight at the keeper, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Spurs. Spurs might put this one to bed.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Nottingham Forest. Is it Turner? He's not very good with the ball at his feet.
He's put it straight to Kulusevski. What's he going to do? Is he going to cross? Oh, he's just blasted it in.
Goal!
Did it take a deflection that, or did he just beat the keeper?
Keeper's pushed it into the top of the net, I think. So he was on target, but couldn't keep it out. The power beat him.
Yeah, Kulusevski with his blinkers, with his Zorro mask on.
Yeah. Game over, we think, here in the studio. That should be it for Tottenham. No coming back from 2 goals down. And Turner said he's not very good with his feet, and he's obliged with a nice pass. He's got an assist, actually, Turner there, with a pass to Kulusevski. Just awful. What's this? In the stand, mate. In the stand. That's where he needs to go.
Straight to Kulusevski, then cuts inside on his favoured left foot. No, he doesn't, does he? Goes right. It's bad keeping on all levels.
You can even say that he should save the shot. It's right at him. But it was powerful. Powerfully struck.
Yeah. Good pace in the shot from Kulusevski on his not favoured right foot. He absolutely leathers it, doesn't he? But yeah, a good goalkeeper doesn't... He's made 2 errors, really, hasn't he? Should have saved the shot. Never should have been put in that position. Well, We said 2-0. They won't be coming back from that. Do we think Forest can get a goal? Both teams score 2.52. Or do Spurs run away with this?
I think it finishes 2-0, to be honest.
You reckon? Yeah. Tottenham scored the third goal. There's 2.6. Don't know. Does Ange not fancy? We'll get a third goal, mate, and then a fourth.
I mean, that's his sort of that's probably what he would like people to think is his style. But surely every manager, when you go 2-0 up away from home, goes, right, let's just make sure we don't concede here. More important not conceding than scoring a third.
Let's have a look at Tottenham's away wins and what they've been by. So at the start of the season, when they were doing everything well, they won 2-0 at Bournemouth. The second one went in after 63. That's almost identical as your template, maybe. At Burnley, though, they won 5-2.
But what score was it at half-time?
2-1.
Okay.
And then they scored after 54, 63 and 66. Maybe they just get to like 66 minutes and then declare. Declare, mate. They scored 2 away from home quite a lot. So they scored 2 at Bournemouth, 2-0. They drew 2-2 at Brentford. They drew 2-2 at Arsenal. They beat Palace 2-1. So 2's their sort of most common away scoreline, although they did get to 3 against Man City, but they kind of had to, didn't they? They had to go for it again.
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything here. So, yeah, it's a fair shout that might be the end of the scoring, I think.
Especially as well, without so many of his attacking players. He's lost Johnson, he's brought on Skip. Now, if he wants to rest another attacking player for the next game, then he's going to have to bring another midfielder on, isn't he? Because he's not got anybody. So,
well, no, that's why probably Skip coming on is a sign that they didn't have anyone else.
Brian Hill or Veliz Navidad, who's on the bench. Alejo Veliz.
Navidad.
Yeah.
Well, Brian Hill is...
We're just confusing Manuel now with this.
Brian Hill, you'd bring on if you were like 6-0 up, I think, and you wanted to win 8-0. He's a little bit... I was chance for Forest. I just played the ball behind the striker there, and then a shot bloomed over the bar.
Shooting's been awful, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's sort of... Oh, there's another yellow. Come on.
Who was that for? For Bissouma?
Bissouma.
Right.
So that's 3.
One more required then for your bet to be...
So I played it twice. I went in again at 4.5. So I went in at 3.5 and 4.5. Let's have a look at this one. Oh,
that's a red. That is.
What are you doing? That's way too high on Yates.
That is a.
That's
Mr.
a red. That's got to be a red.
Mr. Gillette, you need to take another look at the monitor here.
He's got to go, hasn't he? There's.
Yeah. He's off too. And have a
gone. Look. And is that his second? Was Bissouma?
So he was.
Bissouma got sent off at Luton, I think.
Did he? Silly boy.
It's not even close to not being a red, is it?
So is this going to upgrade your... so this goes from a yellow to a red, but it's still only one card, isn't it? How does that factor? Yeah. I am standing by with the
if you
red card button.
If you freeze frame, I've seen a lot less go than that. That's way over the top.
Yeah. And it could just give Nottingham Forest a way back into this game where we were saying game over at 2-0. 2-0 with 10 men, all of a sudden looks a little bit scarier for Tottenham.
He's a little lucky that Yates' right foot goes that way. If Yates had planted his right foot, he's in massive trouble there.
Here comes the decision.
It's got to go.
It's going to be...
Yeah.
Yep.
No
Cancel yellow.
No yellow.
I'll go to my other pocket.
It's a red. You can't argue that, can he?
Off. Forgot to do it there.
Madness.
Yeah, it is. A real rush of blood to the head there for Yves Bissouma, and it could cost his team. They were 2-0 up and cruising. Now for 20 minutes, they're going to be under big pressure here from Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. definitely he was sent off against Luton, wasn't he? Let's just go back. 0-1. Bissouma, yeah, he was sent off after 45 minutes in that one.
So Forest are 36 to win the game. We're not suggesting they win the game, but they're 13 to draw, and Spurs are 1.07 now, but with 10 men. Third goal, 2.38 Nottingham Forest. Both teams score 2.2, so you've got to take the 2.3.
Yeah.
And corners, again, race to 3. That race to 3 corners. Has the red card affected that? We haven't. Here we go. Yeah, race to 3. Yeah, Forest now 1.64 on the race to 3. He's taking Richarlison off.
Yeah, so Højbjerg coming on. Obviously, he's just trying to protect it now. 71 minutes gone, so it's not like was at Luton where he was sent off on a stroke of half time. But yeah, what was he doing? Was it just because it was Yates, and Yates had been
Yates is
chirping away all game.
He's an agitator, isn't he, Yates? And maybe if he can escape a yellow card, he's going to drag other players down with him, opposition players, which is maybe one of his qualities in a way.
So the total bookings line is over 5.5 is 2.26, but yeah, is that just a one card though? Well, it's not a booking, is it?
Let's see what it says on the side.
Total bookings.
We've got 3 at the moment, so it's 2 yellows and a red. That's all it's saying. So
I guess that must just count as a
single card.
Yeah, so we're still on 3. But yeah, there could well be some more. But yeah, so a lifeline for Forest, because this game looked absolutely dead at 2-0.
And maybe a chance here, but Vicario's off his line to smother in front of Williams.
You got Nico Williams, the former Liverpool Nico Williams.
Yeah, I think he's got a famous dad, hasn't he, as well? Well, I say an ex-footballer dad. Sorry, not famous, but he was an ex-footballer, I think.
And who's the Nico Williams in Spain as well?
Yeah, so he's the younger brother of.
Yay, another yellow.
Oh, I've forgotten his brother's name now. They both play for Athletic Bilbao, don't they?
That's right, yeah.
Inaki.
That's it, yeah. So Ben Davis now goes into the...
Yeah. I mean, have they just lost their heads here, Tottenham?
It's joyous for the bookings count. So I've now landed over 3.5. I also put up 4.5.
Yeah.
Maybe go in again.
But when you find something that's working for you, stick with it.
Yeah.
And you've definitely found that.
Let's see what it is now. So we're now over 6.5. It's 2.36. So I think that's 4, isn't it? So we need another 3.
Stoppage time being played in Italy now. Chiesa scored for Juventus, but then Genoa equalised, and it's still 1-1 going into stoppage time there. 0-0 France. That's just a non-event. There's that Monaco versus Lyon tonight. And also 0-0 in Spain between Osasuna and Rayo Vallecano. All the draws. Everywhere's a draw tonight. Even, obviously, the Bundesliga finished 2-2. This is not a draw, but you never know, do you? If they get the next goal here, Forest. That corner.
They won a corner. So is that them 2-1 ahead?
2-1.
Yeah. So nearly there, yeah. So it goes to show, doesn't it? If you maybe outright market on the match market doesn't work, then you could win on bookings or corners.
Yeah.
Goals, cards. So is it Toffolo going to...
Yeah, his set pieces have been poor tonight.
Yeah, and he's to do better here with his left foot, and it comes. Keep a bit flappy.
Yeah,
caught that, I thought. Chance for Forrest to put it back in, but blocked for a throw.
Yeah, real test this of Tottenham now, isn't it? With 10 men, how they can manage the game, get through to the full-time whistle without, being
I suppose they
under the pump.
Yeah, I suppose they did that at Luton. 1-0 up at half-time, protected that to the finish. Obviously, it's better to be 2-0 up, isn't it? You've got a bit of leeway.
Forrest to go on with the long throw option there, but Spurs have defended that quite well. And then they give it away.
So just need one more corner for your race to 3 to land. Be quite confident of that now.
Yeah, I would, yeah. just need a little deflection or something like that to go.
Yeah.
Here's Son leading the counter-attack charge, though.
Yeah, Sarr running down the left. Nico Williams, good speed to get back.
Who came on for Richarlison then when...
Højbjerg.
Okay.
Yeah, just sort of firming it up in midfield.
Make a few tactical fouls.
Yeah.
Just
Højbjerg seems sort of like number 13 in the squad, doesn't he? Sort of one of the first subs to come on every time. But yeah, they seem to have a bit of lack of forward players that they can turn to. Not that it matters in this one.
Is this a corner? Is it a corner? No.
It's coming though, isn't it? I think he'll land that. Son gets fouled. Just buys a bit more time for Tottenham.
Yeah, so big day of Premier League football tomorrow. Just have a look at some of the games on the list for Saturday. You can join us from... is it 3 p.m. the show starts tomorrow, is it?
Yeah,
there's no early game.
No early game. This is sort of the equivalent, isn't it? So taking it away.
So the games tomorrow are Bournemouth versus Luton, Chelsea versus Sheffield United, and Man City versus Crystal Palace all at 3. Oh, Newcastle Fulham as well at 3. And then the 5:30 game is that Burnley Everton, the Sean Dyche derby, as it will be characterised.
Newcastle Fulham's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the guys talking about it there, Neil and Paul, were definitely talking about the prospect of a Fulham win.
Yeah.
Do you see it that way?
Yeah, well, having seen them at Anfield, they were great. And Newcastle just keep losing.
They do.
A lot of injury problems. I think Spurs have just won a corner, by the way.
Oh, right, so that's 2-2 now on the corners. Yeah, that must have really been a gut wrench on Wednesday when they were winning and going through.
Going through, yeah. And suddenly, 20 minutes later, not only are they not through, they're not in Europe at all.
Yeah. Juventus have drawn tonight, so that's a bit of a blow for anybody backing Juve. 1-1 with Genoa, a bit of a surprise with Genoa's recent form.
Fulham aren't a crazy price, though, are they? 4.1.
No.
You know, you could have seen them, but for those recent results, being like 7 or something. But, you know, if it lands, 4.1 will look very nice, thank you.
Yeah, if this was like 2 or 3 weeks into the season when Newcastle were playing very well and Fulham were not at that stage, then it would be about 7, wouldn't it?
Yeah, draw off Fulham is 1.95 if you think they can stop Newcastle winning at least. From that corner, Son went over in the box, but nothing came of it. Was that a yellow card for Son?
I didn't see that.
To be a dive, was it?
Has he said something? Is it a dissent, maybe?
I don't know. They're racking up, though, aren't they? That's one.
Dad won't be happy with that.
Give him a lecture on that. 5 yellows now.
Forest want a penalty. Referee says no. Probably will be checked, but didn't seem a great deal in that one.
No,
coming together.
Ball's still in play, but it's a doggy going to get a little bash on his hip. Forest, Nico Williams saying, well, why isn't that a penalty?
Brahe saying that he needs Monaco to win. Fingers crossed for you. They are playing the bottom of the table, Lyon. We mentioned that Lyon have had a bit of a bounce since they got a new manager. Looking at the stats on that one, they've been the far, far more sort of progressive side there, Monaco. 1.21 XG to Lyon's 0.14, but Lyon were getting beat. They were conceding goals for fun a few weeks ago, and they're on course to get a clean sheet, and they'd take that, I'm sure, in their situation. So maybe not tonight for Monaco.
Oliver skipped as well there. There's 2 men on him when he's on the ground. Here comes Son. Can he make amends for his yellow card? No, he's tackled.
4.4 for Monaco, 1.37 the tie, 10.5 for Lyon. I wouldn't be backing Lyon at 10.5 with how little they've created in this game, but I think the draw is probably the way that one's going. No surprise with 7 minutes to go at 0-0, but
Son being booked is bad for my fantasy team.
Oh dear.
I'm just seeing who's getting the bonus points.
Kulusevski in the box. He's probably getting some bonus points, isn't he? He's almost scored. Squeezed the shot that Turner saved.
Yeah, he's going to get the 3 bonus points. Richarlison 2. and Romero 1 as it stands.
Goal and assist, wasn't it? Goal and assist from Kulusevski.
Yeah, he's done well, yeah. I've had
Some players really struggle with masks. Son, when he had a mask, he used to hate
bad,
it.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
He's always taking it off.
Yeah.
But Kulusevski's actually thrived in a mask tonight.
Like a horse with blinkers.
Yeah.
Leon have scored.
Oh, I was just saying, don't back Leon at 10.5. What a shocker. What a shocker.
It's going to be the corner. No. Fired into the near post.
We still wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking at tomorrow's games then, which is the one that you think is the banker for you from tomorrow's card?
I don't have a banker, but the one that's intriguing is Fulham, isn't it?
Mm.
That's the intriguing one. Newcastle out of sorts, load of injuries. Fulham absolutely on fire. Are they about 4.1?
Man City a banker against Crystal Palace?
Another yellow card?
Yeah. How many's that now? It's got to be 6, hasn't it?
1, 2, so 5 and a red. So it's got to be at least 6. Yeah. Who's that one for?
Murillo.
And Yates still hasn't got one.
No.
So that'll be another
He's a
one.
saint.
Down the years, Palace have had some fun at City, haven't they?
Yeah.
And cut and shot them, but they'd need to have all there. Well, at least they came back, didn't they, as a sub against Liverpool? It's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? They could maybe score a goal, but I think City will win, won't they? Or do you think there's a trap there?
I would be backing Man City at 1.1 now.
Yeah, no.
And I'm not even sure I'd be backing them at 1.5 or anything like that. You know, they're just in a bit of a down sort of spiral. Yeah, spiral's probably a bit harsh, but you know they're on a downward trajectory at the moment, and they've got the World Club Cup just a few days away.
Yeah, which they'll want to win, won't they? They really will want to win that.
It's a trap game, isn't it? It's just a sort of end of term game which could trip them up. So yeah, I think.
Do you remember the last game before the World Cup last season? They lost at home to Brentford. Yeah. When a few eyes were maybe just diverted.
Yeah.
Chance for Forrest Nico Williams.
Oh, that could be a corner.
Did he keep a save that?
No, they're all walking the other way, aren't they?
They caught it well.
Oh, deflection.
Yeah, so it's a corner.
Yay, race to 3.
So corners and cards have done us fine tonight, haven't they?
Mm.
What about Chelsea, Sheffield United? Sheffield United 13.
Don't mind it.
Definitely improved, haven't they, under Chris Wilder? Nick a 1-0 maybe. Oh, header at the far post. Did that hit the post? And they won another corner just to rub that in. I think they hit the post there. Was it Chris Wood who's come on as a sub? To see that one again. Look, watch this. Ball comes in. Oh,
that's Toffolo. Toffolo's missed it.
Oh, the keeper's done. Well, the keeper's fallen backwards and just sort of flicked his legs out. It's come off his knee. Great save.
But another corner. So 4-2 now, I think, in the corner count.
Was there a race to 5 when you did that?
There was. I didn't look at it. Should have looked.
Yeah.
Race to 7's there now. Forest of 6.4 on the race to 7. Have they got enough time to get 3 more corners? Well, the answer is actually yes, because there's going to be some stoppage time. So, but that is no extra corner.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to Tottenham because they are managing it to a certain extent. The keeper's made a good save there as well. They're going to get the win, despite going down to 10 again.
Yeah, they'll be more than happy with this, won't they? It's not the easiest place to go, Forest. But they've had a couple of moments of... Well, one moment of quality, and then poor from the keeper. I mean, you could argue the keeper's cost them both goals and for Forest.
Yeah. Difference between the two teams, maybe. One keeper looks top 6 standard, the other goalkeeper looks very much bottom 6 standard.
Of all the players they bought in, do you think there'd be enough keepers floating around for them to get a decent one?
They had Dean Henderson, didn't they, on loan? In fact, then they signed him permanently and he just got injured.
Yeah.
So he's their best goalkeeper, but he's
Yeah.
just injured.
And they had who before that? Famous World Cup keeper.
Not Brice Samba.
Madrid.
Oh, yeah, they had Keylor Navas, didn't
Yeah.
they? They got him on loan last season.
Yeah. So they've had some top quality keepers through the door, but at the moment they haven't got one.
Mm.
And arguably, they're not so crazy mistakes, some of them, but they add up, don't they? They cost you in tight games.
Do you think Steve Cooper survives a bit longer then, or is this going to be it? Not seen any shots of Evangelos Marinakis in the stand. He's usually spotted at some stage by the cameras.
His son was in the stand for the last game, wasn't he? Yeah. After this, let's just see who they've got coming up. Forest after this, they're at home to Bournemouth, away to Newcastle. So home to Bournemouth next Saturday the 23rd, away at Newcastle on Boxing Day, and then home to Man United 30th of December. That could be the who gets sacked derby between Steve Cooper and Erik ten Hag.
I mean, there's suggestions that Julen Lopetegui is wanted by both teams.
Yeah.
But maybe the fact that Julen Lopetegui... So if Lopetegui is the one that Forest want, then they have to go and get him now. But maybe Lopetegui is like, I might just wait a bit and not commit myself to Forest right now and see if anything better comes along. So that's why Forest are hanging on to Steve Cooper. Cooper. Yeah.
Would you have him at Man United?
I mean, it's not for me. It's not a managerial issue, But good luck, Good luck to him. If whoever they bring in has to be backed to the point where, just get rid of the players. Just get rid of this sorry bunch of losers and bring in some players who have the right mentality and desire.
Son coming off there just hands the captaincy armband to Romero. I guess Ange just doesn't want to get him booked or anything sent off because he's already on a booking.
Yeah, protecting his skipper.
Yeah, he will get he'll get a clean sheet point, even if Forest score now. So Emerson Royale just coming on to replace him for the last few minutes.
Emerson Royale with cheese.
Very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, nearly there for Tottenham. Any away win in the Premier League you'll take. And a Forest on a Friday night with the crowd behind him to try and show their support for Steve Cooper. I think Ange will absolutely be more than happy with this.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Gets them back. Doesn't raise them in the table. Then there's now the sort of top 6 and there's a bit of a gap. So top 5. This would take Tottenham to 33 and then it's 6 points back to Man United.
Oh, have you missed that?
I've had a few little moments.
Great cross.
Forest, yeah. Elanga again at the far post. Couldn't.
Well, it's this Toffolo getting in front of him. So Elanga's there, expecting the cross, and Toffolo jumps in front of him and takes it off him.
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't. He just...
Well, it's in his eye line, maybe. Doesn't help, does he?
Yeah. It's not a great strike.
Yeah, it's not Forest night, is it?
No. So they will remain where they are in the table. And, I mean...
Which is 16th.
Yeah, it's dangerously close to relegation, isn't it? The positions, with Luton picking up a few points now. That 5-0 where they got beat. Was it 5-0 they got beat by Fulham?
Fulham, yeah.
After the game, Fulham fans walking home. One guy puts on Twitter, just found this in a bush outside Craven Cottage, down the street. And it was Evangelos Marinakis' access all areas lanyard and pass.
Oh, yeah.
And he just obviously...
Throwing it away.
Yeah.
Fit of peak.
Yeah. 5-0. Somebody's garden.
Another yellow card. So that's Toffolo, is it? Who's got the 7th? I think that's the 7th now.
Yeah, over 6.5 lands. So the over 4.5 original.
It's over 3.5, wasn't it? The original.
Yeah, then it went down to over 3.5,
Yeah, the original one you said, yeah. Osasuna have scored.
Oh.
Right at the death in the 5th added minute.
They had a 0.05 XG with about 10 minutes to go. So that is a smash and grab job then for them. Yeah, Koki spotted it. It's a VAR penalty to Osasuna, which they've scored from. So hats off to them. We're almost done on Friday night, just setting up the weekend for 5 games tomorrow and 4 on Sunday.
Well, they're not quite done because we've got 8 minutes added.
Oh, right.
So just a bit more time for Tottenham to kill this one off. That Forest need to score very, very soon. Then just hurl everything at them. But they've had some half chances. They had the ball in the net at 1-0, but offside, marginal. But it was offside.
Yeah.
But I think pre-match, here's Oliver Skip. Is he going to go alone and score?
There is still that chance. Don't go anywhere. Oliver Skip is still on the pitch. He might do it. Just an assist. Doesn't have to be a goal.
Yeah. He could just pass to someone who then dribbles 40 yards and scores, and he'd get the assist. A chance for Tottenham in the box. It's Højbjerg. Cuts it back. Shot.
Oh, headed away.
Ew. By your man. Pedro Porro with the shot there. I wonder if that was going in. But Murillo got in the way and headed it behind for a corner.
And that is going to be the 7th corner of the game. 4-3 in terms of corners. Like I say, these two sides were right next to each other in the corners conceded table, which is how I determine my corner bets, and it's just gone to form. You know, even with 10 men, they've kept pace. 4-3.
Yeah.
So.
There's Oliver Skip down by the corner flag. A poor effort to shield the ball. He just gets bundled off straight away. Needs a bigger backside.
Yeah. Steve Cooper, face looks like a slapped backside at the moment. Not happy. Just trying to wring any last bit of effort from his team. He telling we've got 7 minutes of stoppage time here, or 6 now.
Yeah, before the match, Steve Cooper basically said problems at both ends of the pitch, not enough quality, and this is exactly what's happened. They've let in a daft goal for the second, and they've not had enough quality up front.
Yeah,
and they've had little bits of attacking promise. So Ange there in his big winter coat. So quite a nice winter coat, sort of quite posh.
I mean, I think it's David Pleats, isn't it? He just found it in the changing rooms from 25 years ago.
He found his brown shoes. He's going to run on the pitch. Yeah. So we're into the 4th added minute of the 8. And you sense the game was up for Forest a little while ago.
Yeah. Oh, there's a potential card again. The referee says play on. Forest on the attack. If they get one back, it's the exact same score as the 91 Cup final.
I was watching that today. Well, not the whole thing, but highlights. Stuart, because everyone remembers it for Gaza going mad, don't they? But Stuart Pearce put Forrest ahead with an absolutely brilliant free kick, which gets overlooked. And then at 1-0, there's
foul in the wall, though.
Yeah, at 1-0, there's a cross that Gary Lineker scores from. It's miles onside and it's offside. So if VAR had been around, he's about that far onside.
Wow,
and gets ruled out. And it's an interesting game for the length of shorts as well. Forest were still going with fairly tight shorts, like Stuart Pearce. Tottenham had the sort of big shorts that were coming in. Do you remember, like
that would have been offside. It wouldn't have counted.
Remember Blackburn had like big shorts, didn't they, for sort of the early mid-90s? I always think Alan Shearer with big shorts on. But yeah, that was kind of a bit of a turning point for short length, that far. Yeah, he would have been offside by a mile again. So yeah, disappointing night for Forest, who did well to a point, but I think conceding just on the stroke of half-time. That was a bit of a body blow, wasn't it? Richarlison's header was a good cross and a goal, but could the keeper have come out and beat it away? Probably could have. They're still trying and getting a few shots in, but it's not going to happen.
No. For Tottenham to keep a clean sheet in these circumstances, you know, it's good for them, but it's also kind of damning of Forest as well that, you know, they've played half an hour here against
the Skip.
Skip was on the attack then.
Skip just into the area. He could have had a shot or a pass.
And he produced nothing. Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the free bet's not going to land. It's Oliver Skip to do something. We originally went with Brennan Johnson against his former club, the law of the X and all that, but he went off with an injury, head injury, after about half an hour, and Skip came on for him, so then took over the responsibility of either getting an assist or a goal tonight. It hasn't happened, so no free bet. But like we say, there's going to be loads of opportunities over the weekend. I think there might even be a quiz at some stage this weekend. That's what's planned.
Nico Williams with a shot. Oh, keeper bundles it. Forest win another corner. If you're on that race to 5, I think that lands it, doesn't it, for Forest? Nico Williams' shot was beaten away. They take it quickly, as they have to do. And then a poor cross into the box. Yeah,
so with the quiz, which I think might be tomorrow evening, that's going to be an opportunity for you to win more than one 10 USDT. So if it's 5 questions, if you get drawn out, or the correct answer and then drawn out, you probably win 5 actually if you're very lucky. So it just depends how it goes, doesn't it? But so that's tomorrow night's free bet quiz, which I think is for the 5:30 kickoff between Everton and Burnley.
So nearly there for Tottenham. It's been a very good night for them, apart from Yves Bissouma being sent off, because that'll be a straight red 3-game ban.
It will, yeah.
Maybe he wanted Christmas off.
He's got it.
They always say that, don't they? Fancies Christmas with the family. That's just put a cheeky tackle in.
It was just so bad. Maybe a late chance if it's Tottenham on the counter-attack.
Yes, Kulusevski must be man of the match. I think he's been really good. He gets blocked off. And then he wins the ball back. Just to show that it has been his night. So any moment now, the referee will put an end to this. Højbjerg just seeing it out. And Spurs win another corner. If you were on corners, you've had a couple of late ones to maybe get you over the line.
Yeah. If you are Ange Postecoglou and you're thinking of saying something to Yves Bissouma, who's now been sent off twice this season, how do you sort of broach that topic with him?
So it was 2 yellows, wasn't it? The first one against Luton.
Was it?
I think they were a bit daft.
He chooses his games well, doesn't he? He chooses games that Tottenham are ahead in and they're going to win, so it doesn't really hurt the team as much as, say, doing it against Man City or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, because it was so far over the top. Sometimes you can be a bit unlucky. You're going at ball height and you might just... So that was up there.
Is Ange going to ball him out, or do you think he'll come up to him, put his arm around him and go...
No worries, mate. I don't know. I don't know what he'll do like that. Is that full time? It is full time.
All over. So on his first visit to the City Ground, Nottingham, Ange Postecoglou comes away with all 3 points. His Tottenham side have seen off the challenge of Nottingham Forest, those 2 goals, and overcoming the setback of Yves Bissouma's red card gets them up to level points with Manchester City in the Premier League table. Dave, some great punting there. The cards markets in particular were a great source of value and profit.
Yeah, it just looked like one of those games where, there weren't any cards initially, but it looked like they were just they were going to come, and they did. So we landed all of them, and well done on your corners bet.
Oh yeah, race to 6-3 it finished in the end. There was still a couple of late ones there. Anyway, we're back tomorrow from 3 p.m. So no early game in the Premier League tomorrow, so it's 3 p.m. and it'll be James and... Not you again, is it? James and somebody here with the afternoon show. And don't forget the quiz at 5:30. Opportunity to win multiple 10 USDT free bets. And happy betting. Have a good weekend and gamble responsibly. That's it for us on Friday night. Good night.
Covering every game of the English Premier League, Champions League and Europa League live as they happen. This is Clubhouse TV.